evening, everyone, and welcome to IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts, the only show that brings you the week's biggest Indiana high school football games wherever you are as they happen. So you get all the thrilling finishes, all the must-see plays, and the gridiron stars of tomorrow today. I'm your host, Justin Mack, coming to you live from the IndyStar newsroom, and to my left, as always, is the man with the info, the insight, Rick Moranis' play cousin. Give it up for IndyStar high school sports editor Matt Glennesk. How you doing tonight, man?
Good. The reviews are in, and we're not canceled.
Yeah. Actually, I heard we're not only not canceled, but we're growing.
That is true. We have 10 area games to show you, live look-ins, and then we'll have highlights from a few more. But 10 games will be tossing around. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious. And Fast and Furious 10 is coming out in, 2024?
That's something like that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Vin Diesel. So
I can't believe he's still making movies.
I can't believe he's still doing anything. Let's about that list of games.
All right, sure. Yeah, we've got a lot of great games. Let's start off with Zionsville at Franklin Central, courtesy of Indiana SRN. Zionsville 2-1, Franklin Central 2-1. That should be a good one. Sticking with Indiana SRN, we have Monrovia at Triton Central. Triton Central is ranked in 2A. They're coming off their first loss of the season, playing number 1 Class A Lutheran last week. Courtesy of the Fishers Sports Network is Hamilton Southeastern at Fishers, the annual Mudstock rivalry game. The last 4 times those two have met, the game has been decided by a single possession, so that one should be a fun game to keep an eye on. Fishers 3-0, ranked in Class 6A. Then we have Noblesville at Westfield, courtesy of Hamilton County TV. That also, Westfield's 3-0. They're looking to move to 4-0. Noblesville's kind of struggled to start the season, not really moving the ball on offense, so Westfield obviously favored in that game. Courtesy of the CG Gridiron Network, we have Center Grove against Ben Davis. Ben Davis got off the schneid last week with a 35-34 win over Pike. Center Grove 0-3, but it can be argued that they have played 3 of the best teams in the state of Indiana. So no shame in their 0-3. They're actually ranked still, so they're 0-3 and still ranked in Class 6A. So that shows you how strong and what people think of Center Grove. It will be interesting to see if their star running back Carson Steele actually suits up today. He's missed the first 3 games of the season with a leg injury. Then we have Martinsville at Decatur Central, courtesy of the students at Martinsville and MHS Rewind. Martinsville's coming off a kind of a disappointing loss to Greenwood. That was an upset. They're still 2-1. Decatur Central picked up their first win of the year last week. Again, they made the state finals last year in Class 5A, so that should be a big game. Then one of the biggest games of the night, Brownsburg at Avon, courtesy of the IHSA Champions Network, IHSATV.org. Avon number 1 in the state in Class 6A. Brownsburg is number 6 in 6A. So that is a huge game. It's a rivalry. Hendricks County over there should be a fantastic game. We'll be sure to pop in and out of that one. Courtesy of our friends at the MIC Network, we have Carmel at Pike. You can actually watch that game in its entirety on IndyStar.com. Pike, like I said, 0-3. They were coming off that really tough loss to Ben Davis. Carmel 2-1. They have really looked good after opening the season with a loss against Louisville Trinity. More games we've got. Bishop Chittard at Cathedral, courtesy of WHMB TV 40. That is a big rivalry game. Chittard has looked dominant to start the season. Cathedral is a step up in class. We will see what happens. Cathedral's last 2 games have been in Cincinnati. They come back home to Indiana and have a huge game against the Trojans, the number 1 ranked Trojans in Class 3A. And then we have Mooresville Greenwood, another really good game. I mentioned Greenwood's upset win over Martinsville last week. Mooresville is number 1 in Class 4A. Mike Gillen has that team rolling. That is going to be brought to you by the Woodman Broadcasting Network. So that was a lot. That's 10 games.
That is a lot. You all right?
I'm good. I need to catch a breath, get a sip of
mouthful.
Mountain Dew, get ready to go.
Absolutely. And again, with so many games, we got 10 games that we're going to be jumping through throughout the night, giving you that red zone experience like only IndyStar Friday Night Live can. And to help you focus in on some key things and some more insight, let's throw it over to IndyStar High School sports insider Cal Nidenrip with 3 things to know.
Well, Cal Nidenrip back here for week 4 of high school football. Our 3 things to watch here on Friday Night Live. And number 1 is going to be that Brownsburg-Avon game, a huge game in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Of course, last year Avon put it on Brownsburg in the sectional 38-0. That score has been kind of drummed into the heads of the Bulldogs throughout the offseason and into the start of this season. Brownsburg comes in 2-1. Their only loss to Cincinnati St. Xavier. Avon ranked number 1 in Class 6A coming into this game. Should be a great game at Avon. It's at the same place where that sectional game was last year. And if you remember, Brownsburg won the regular season game last year in the pouring down rain in week 4 at Brownsburg, and then came back and lost in the sectional. So a big kind of measuring stick game for both teams in that Hoosier Crossroads Conference, which has been a really good league, really good games all season so far through 3 weeks. Number 2 is going to be that Cathedral Chittard game, which will be played at Arlington. Huge game. Chittard won this game last year 17-14 and ended a 5-game losing streak to Cathedral. They come in 3-0 and have really been rolling. Chittard has. Cathedral at 2-1, and again, their only loss came last week to Cincinnati Elder on the road. So both teams come in, having played really well up to this point, and I believe this is going to be another great game. I think both teams better than they were a year ago coming into this game. Offense is really clicking for both sides. Should be a great night, great atmosphere at Arlington on Friday night. And then number 3 is kind of an overview. The MIC, a little bit more parity this year than we've seen in the previous 2 years, and that's something I've written about a lot and we've talked about a lot. And I think it's proving to be true right now. Warren at 2-1 coming into this week, and probably the top team in the MIC. Although I think it's going to be things are going to start to play out. You know, as Center Grove plays Ben Davis this week, we'll kind of see if Center Grove can get their first win. Carmel, a good win last week over Center Grove, 20-14. Their defense has played really well up to this point. So a lot of parity, and you see a team like Lawrence Central beat Lawrence North last week at Lucas Oil Stadium. Jason Graves played a great game in that one. So a lot of different things happening in the MIC, a lot of parity this year, and we'll kind of see how it shakes out now that all these teams are into their conference season. Should be an interesting night in the MIC in week 4. But that's going to do it for our 3 things to watch. Enjoy the games on Friday night, and be sure to stay tuned for our Friday night live coverage and everything at IndyStar.com through the weekend.
All right. And thanks again to Calvin Rep for always delivering that insight like only he can. And, of course, like this is IndyStar Friday Night Live, so we want to jump into some action. And we got a lot of games, a lot of action happening already. Our team is kind of going through the list of games, which is no easy task. Like I said, we're up to 10, the most games we've ever been able to bring you on a single night in IndyStar Friday Night Live. So thanks to everyone who's been tuning in, supporting us, and making this possible. And it looks like we want to jump over to some action in the Carmel game, it looks like. So we're going to take you there right now.
23 carries last week, 115 yards, 2 TDs. There's, no secret to what they're going to come out here and do. Establish the running game, and they're going to try to do it early.
Like you mentioned, Dylan Downing already over 300 yards this season. 4 scores, 2 of them coming last week in the Copper Kettle matchup as the Red Devils come out in their nickel set. Man in motion left side. Going to be handoff outside on the wing, cutting it upfield with some room to run outside, out towards the 50, finally pushed out by Treshawn Jones. And a big run there for Colton Parker.
And if you bike, you know you're going to see that all night long, because if we talk about what Carmel did last week, they threw 9 passes. Between 2 quarterbacks, they threw the ball 9 times.
You mentioned the quarterback, Zach Osborne, getting the start here, the sophomore in for Gabe Quigley to start tonight for the Greyhounds. Again, Osborne looks right side, looking for Parker, and it's intercepted! Jalen Law coming up with the INT for the Red Devils.
Well, I tell you what, that is unbelievable. The Red Devils did a tremendous job last week with the pickoff return to pick 6. Defense is actually keeping them around here. Kept them in the game last week.
All right, so an interception there, and we're going to jump over to some more action. Quick switch over to Martinsville taking on Decatur Central. Right now, as you can see, Decatur Central enjoying a 7-0 lead over Martinsville, but possession change, and now they're going to look to even things up. Let's take it away with the action.
Real quick, I just want to touch Martinsville's quarterback, Xavier Tonitis, is the leading area passer. He has the most passing yards of any Indy area Central Indiana thrower through 3 games, so they're going to air it out, and you got trips down here lined up near side. So
they're showing what their strength is, and they're not afraid to put it out there early, deep in their own territory. So the action is called by Eric Meyer, and again, the MHS Rewind team, those students, they're making this broadcast possible. So let's take it away with the call.
Xavier, he's going to go deep right away, and he had a man, but overshot him. And that has kind of been the MO for Martinsville. They love going to the outside. That time it looked like he was going to 80 Myers on the near side here, with Matt Thomas on the outside, bunched up with Matthew LaFerry and Greg Lesnar. There is a penalty flag at about the 15-yard line. It's a shot block against the Artesians, so that will move them back.
All right, dealing with a little bit of audio difficulties here in this game, so we'll check back in a bit. We're going to jump over to some more action happening now between Brownsburg and Avon. That is brought to us by our friends over at the IHSAA Champions Network. The action called by Rob Blackman and Jan Bosher. Right now, Brownsburg with possession. Let's take it away with the call.
Brownsburg, coached by John Hart in his 4th season at Brownsburg.
They were 10-1 last year. Their only loss, a sectional championship defeat to Avon. Here's Marcus. Falling ahead past the 45, down around the 46-yard line. And it'll be 3rd and medium coming up here. Coach Hart, been a lot of different stops in his career, a number of stops in the state of Illinois as a head football coach, and a couple of stops here in Indiana, including Evansville Reitz and Warren Central. And, of course, now here at Brownsburg. Easters wants to throw. He's in some trouble. And he will be sacked. I think the credit will probably go to Ross England, number 42. He was the first man to put a hand on him. And if so, that'll be England's 2nd sack of the season. And that'll bring on the punt team for Brownsburg.
Well, there's pressure from outside defensively. He stayed in the pocket as long as he could, nowhere to throw the football.
All right, going to jump back over to our MIC Network game of the week between Carmel and Pike. And right now, looks like we've got
I'm guessing
Pike
an
with
interception.
possession.
Yeah, it looks like a quick interception there.
And again, this would be the second one. This game started off with a pick after a big run from Carmel. Pike came in and snatched it right out of the air, and it looks like another possible possession change. So again, defense is really doing their thing in this matchup now. Let's take it away with the call with our friends.
I actually think we're going to hop over to the Center Grove Ben Davis game, but here's the highlight of that pick.
Ooh.
Nice. He laid out a little bit. He had to do some movement. But Center Grove's got the ball in that Center Grove Ben Davis game, but we might stick with this Carmel play before we hop over there
and see how they take advantage of that big possession change. Let's take it away with the call.
Hands down and gets hit right there at the line of scrimmage, but falls forward for a gain of 2 on the play.
It's a big Antonio White that the first to hit him there.
Well, that's been the point of emphasis. How are they going to stop that run game that the Greyhounds have done so well in recent years? And they have 3 really strong runners in Dylan Downing, John Rogers, and Zach White.
Take your pick tonight, but the Red Devils have to absolutely concentrate on stopping that to have a chance here.
Again, Osborne looking left side, looking for Parker. Gets it out in the flat and is brought down on the outside for a gain of about 4 on the play.
And last week, one of the coaches talked about the Red Devil defense being a little bit ahead of the offense. Defense, as you can see, is really competing out there and doing a tremendous job.
Alex Hill getting that tackle there for the Red Devils. 3rd and 4 now for Carmel. Again, Osborne has Downing just to his left in the backfield. Looking left side, and it's going to be broken up, incomplete. Kevin Todd all over that one, looking for Van Bryant.
Well, I'll tell you what.
All right, we're going to take you to a game for our first look of the night. Big game between Bishop Chatard, number 1, and number 4, Cathedral. That game is brought to us by our friends over at the WHMB TV 40 announcers, Howard Kelman and Todd Millo. So we're going to stick here, and now we've got that game. Dealing with a lot of games to keep track of, a lot going on here on Friday Night Live, so thank you for sticking with us. Well, right now, as you can see, Cathedral enjoying a 3-0 lead over Bishop Chatard, kicking a field goal to start things off, and we're going to take it away with the call, like I said, by our friends Howard Kelman and Todd Millo. Take it away. All right, jumping back over to this Avon game, and it looks like we've got a return, and we're going to take it away again with the call. This Brownsburg Avon game is starting off hot. We want to see who can be the first one to get on the board.
Up that middle.
So 1st and 10 after the run by McCray. He remains into the game. Hessen looking left, throwing that direction, and that one goes through the hands of Mitchell. A tad behind him, but incomplete. Anthony Lawrence was in coverage for Brownsburg.
Well, really, the last 2 passes by Avon have been behind the receivers just enough. In some games you make that play, but against Brownsburg, they've got such great coverage, it's a little more difficult to make that grab.
83 degrees.
Yes, sir.
At kickoff tonight.
Enjoying every second of. We will forget this when it's about 10 below Sunday.
Yes, we will. Well, that's a short run. It's going to bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 now after McCray was only able to pick up 1 yard over the left side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just nothing there. Very well defended by Brownsburg. This front line for Brownsburg is doing a really nice job.
5 receivers in the pattern here. No running backs for Hessen as he looks to the sideline to take the play. They've gone 5 wide here on 3rd and 9. Here comes the blitz. Hessen's in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. The first man to reach him was Carl Biddings, 6 foot, 265-pound sophomore who wears number 63, and then Biddings can finish him off here at the end.
Brownsburg again really doing a good job defensively, and Rob, should end up in really good field position, barring something that goes wrong here.
They do force the punt team to come on. And that ball is over the head and not able to be fielded cleanly by Terrell. He was giving the fair catch signal, but was hit over his head like a baseball going over the head of the center fielder, and he couldn't track it down. So the ball is down by Avon, and that ball will be at the 24-yard line here for Brownsburg, their second offensive possession of the game.
Rob, while we got a second, we want to say hello to Mike and Sandy Barrett. They are the parents of Nancy Bless, who is the wife of Mike Bless. Thanks for watching. Great to know that you're watching, and we were supposed to say hi, so hello. Thanks for watching. I stay out of trouble.
All right, we're going to jump over now to Ben Davis taking on Center Grove. That's brought to us by our friends at the CG Gridiron Network with the action called by Kevin Conrad, Ted Kitchell, and Rick Embry. Right now, Center Grove enjoying that 3-0 lead. Let's see what happens next.
They fake the inside handoff, and no time at all. Swallowed up by the Center Grove D-line. They were all over him in a heartbeat.
He did not have a time. After he makes a fake right here to one of his running backs, by the time he makes the fake and looks up, Center Grove's got 2 guys on top of him, and now you're looking at 3rd and about 30.
Curry and Green in on the sack. 3rd and 27 now for the Ben Davis Giants. Shotgun formation. 1 yard. Hassel. Very conservative call, but it's hard to come up with a play when you got 3rd and 27.
Well, I mean, anytime you're going to make this team throw the football, very similar to when you make Center Grove throw the football. They're uncomfortable. They don't like to do it. They would rather run the football if at all possible. And even though we've only seen Ben Davis a couple times now on the offensive end, you can see that they're a team and their quarterback is much more comfortable handing the football off and running the football.
Gibson will punt it away here for Ben Davis. Much better punt. Veith will go back inside the 25 and returns it to the 34, 35-yard line. 36 yards on the punt for Gibson.
And once again, Center Grove's going to be in good field position, you know, having it almost at the 35-yard line. So the defense is doing some good things out there. I mean, they're obviously getting a lot of penetration, making it very difficult on Ben Davis, especially when Ben Davis having to pass the football. They've already been sacked a couple times tonight.
Weems picks up a tough yard on the edge.
Daniel Weems, ball carrier.
Well, I'd still like to see Taven Jackson get more involved, you know, whether it be a read option, read pass option, I mean, RPO. I mean, you just got to get this guy. I mean, he's a young quarterback. He's got great athleticism. He's fast. He can run. He can read. He can do all the things that he needs to do as a quarterback. He can lead. But
all right, so again, bringing you action to kick things off here on IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts. We actually want to take a quick 60-second break with a word from our sponsor. All right, big thank you again to our sponsors, Bath Experts, and everyone else who's helping make IndyStar Friday Night Live possible every Friday night. We're going to jump back into some action now. Noblesville and Westfield, courtesy of the Hamilton County TV, and announcers Jack Russell and Craig Atkins. It look like we've got a scoring opportunity. Let's take it away.
At the Noblesville 28. Simons in the pistol with Hauser. Screen pass, throws it to Micah Hauser, picks it up at the 28. And
he's going to go in.
Into the end zone he goes on a 3rd and 5. Micah Hauser.
What a great play call by Westfield Shamrocks. Little screen pass after running the ball so well. Doing a little slant route, a little low. Then right off the bat, 3rd down. Little screen pass to Hauser, and Hauser walks right in the end zone.
Now does Westfield. Nope, they're going to attempt to kick this time since they missed the 2-point on the first touchdown. 4:33 left here, first quarter. The kick up. And good. That leaves our score.
All
we got
right,
points.
So
touchdown.
we got points there.
Man,
Touchdown there. Let's
touchdown.
jump back over to this matchup between Carmel and Pike. And again, take it away. This is our McNetwork Game of the Week, so you can watch it in its entirety on IndyStar.com.
Torrey down at the 44-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're slowly moving it down the field, but again, every possession, they're gaining confidence.
And I'll tell you what, some of these Greyhounds are getting closer and closer to getting to Seidella. He's having to just fling that ball out there real quick with hands in his face. They're getting good pressure on him. Again, 1st and 10. Seidella looking for McLaughlin. And that's going to be incomplete. Well covered.
I think some of the Pike fans want the penalty there. They thought perhaps the defender was there a little early. It was actually about the same time.
All right, jumping back over to that matchup between Ben Davis and Center Grove. Center Grove with possession and the lead. And it looks like they're marching again. So let's see if they can extend this lead that they enjoy right now. Take it away with the call.
D-line for the Giants. Manias Collins, Rumel Williams, and Malik Temple. Some big boys up front, 225, 265, and 290. And Fruits in the open field looking for the end zone, and he scores. His first touchdown at the varsity level, 37 yards for the junior Connor Fruits.
Well, and it was a very nice blocking job by the offensive line and the backs. They do a nice job. He's able to turn it up right there. Nobody there for Ben Davis, and Center Grove on the board. Needing touchdowns, they got a touchdown that time.
All right, another touchdown here on Friday Night Live. So let's see if we can get you guys another. We're going to jump back over to that matchup between Cathedral and Bishop Chatard. Looks like they have another scoring opportunity for Cathedral. Let's take it away with the call.
The defender had his back. There he is. And that number 6, Brady Kinnett, had his back to the play.
He did.
And the ball hit him.
Yeah, they're going to have to kick a field goal here. This is a big win for Chatard.
Look at this
Take
replay
a look at the
now.
replay here. Orrin Edwards just looking over here to his right again. And Brady Kinnett never turned around, but didn't also lay any hands on Jordan Thomas.
And
incomplete now, another field goal attempt.
Leo Diltz, the intended receiver. That's Aldering, Christian Aldering, 26-yard attempt.
He's 2 for 2 this year.
And
missed it.
It is wide left. Wide left. We'll pause for these words. Cathedral 3, Chatard nothing on the high school.
Ooh, so a missed field goal is not going to tie things up in that game. So let's jump back over to Brownsburg and Avon. Right now, they've got possession. Let's take it away with the call.
Just a beautiful job from his outside linebacker position of watching the quarterback's eyes and his arms and timed it beautifully.
That was intended for Ethan Harless, and now it's 3rd and 7. Easters wants to throw, steps up in the pocket. That ball is incomplete, intended for Lacey and broken up. Just as the ball was arriving, that was played perfectly by Joseph Sargent, who jolted the ball out of the hands of the receiver and makes it an incomplete pass.
You're going to see the linebackers for Avon be super aggressive here in that first layer, and then double coverage back there in that second layer in the secondary. I'll tell you, Avon is one tough secondary and linebacker core to pass on.
Let's see if Chase handles this punt properly. He does. He's just going to try to pin Avon deep if he can. And Tyler Anderson fumbled it. He fumbled it. It's still loose on the field. Who's got it? They say Avon ended up with a ball. Tyler Anderson fumbled the ball, but it fell back into one of his teammates' hands. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Avon at their own 11-yard line.
Well, both teams struggling a little bit here with the special teams. Boy, it's hard to tell there, but obviously the fish are right on top of it.
Ashton Garnett, a junior, number 21 for Brownsburg, was right there, but he couldn't quite pull it into his body. And Avon is able to keep possession.
All right, we're going to jump over to the Center Grove Ben Davis game. Looks like Ben Davis has some pretty decent start and field position after a big return. Let's take it away with the call.
Defensive end. What a good run by Hassel going to his side of the field. Had a lot of room over there on that side of the field, and he's finally run out of bounds. Gabe Boyd pushes him out of bounds, the linebacker for the Trojans. And Ted, on that last drive for the Trojans, all on the ground, 5 plays, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, 65 yards on the drive. And Fruits, again, his first varsity touchdown from 37 yards out. And pass is complete right at the first down marker. They're going to give him the necessary yardage for the first down.
Yeah, he kind of falls down. I'm surprised they gave him that much. I thought they gave him an outstanding spot. I thought he landed basically right on the line there.
Adrian Reese picks up the yardage on the reception to get the first down. Gibson, the quarterback, keeps it, gets it to the 39-yard line.
And that's the play right there that I would like to see us with our quarterback run right there. The fake into the middle, the option of him either handing it off, running around the end. So many other teams do it with athletic quarterbacks. I'd sure like to see ours do that.
Gibson collects 5 yards on 2nd down and 5. He's going to air it out down the middle of the field. His man was wide open, and Hassel upset because he had 6 points.
Well, still defensively, that's what you'd love to, push them into a point where they have to throw the football. They're not as comfortable throwing the football as Gibson is running the football. You can see right there they had a wide open receiver. He missed him, and because of it, now they're looking at 3rd down and 5. Defenders need to know where the first down marker is. It's just over the 35-yard line, so you can't. You try to make sure you don't give up a first down opportunity right here.
Gibson.
Great job.
Fires
Great
it.
job.
Knocked down. Great defense by Dane Young. Dane Young, last home appearance, had 2
All right, looks like it's going to be a 4th down there, so let's jump back over to Carmel and Pike. Right now, Carmel enjoying a 7-0 lead over the Red Devils.
Looks like they are going to pick this flag up. Restart that play clock now. So again, 3rd and 10. Red Devils staying out on the field now. Seidella under pressure, throws left side. Are you kidding me? Oh, Eccles.
I tell you what, if he came down with that reception.
Oh my goodness, great defense there from Tamir Springfield. But nonetheless, Eccles with that concentration, able to make the grab, but just couldn't get those feet in bounds.
That's almost Larry Fitzgerald-esque.
My goodness, that's going to be up for catch of the year. Now going to be 4th and 10 from the 31. Offense is staying out on the field. Got to think McLaughlin might be the man to look at right there in the slot. Garrett Sharp, the safety, though, going to be covering him for the Greyhounds. And Seidel's looking that way, looking long for McLaughlin. And just over his head, but there's the flag.
Had a little hand play all the way down the field there, and he drew the flag.
Went to his go-to guy as the seat.
All right, we're going to jump right back over to this Ben Davis game, and looks like we got another score. Touchdown. Let's take it away with the call and see how they follow up and see if they can get that extra point.
Get the football back. We lose our concentration, don't think about what we're doing. We allow them to pick up a first down, and now he runs for another 25 yards in for a touchdown.
PAT kick by Fox is good. 10-7 Trojans.
The coaches and the athletes in this conference are way too good to lose your conference.
All right, so another touchdown there in that Ben Davis game. So again, quite a few scores back-to-back here on IndyStar Friday Night Live. But let's take it over to some things we might not have seen yet. I heard you got some highlights.
We do have some highlights.
Take it away.
We always have highlights. I've used that phrase before. Here we go. Decatur Central, Kenny Tracy with a long touchdown run. How many Tracys are there? Well, it's a long touchdown pass, I guess. Whoop.
Ooh.
Sorry, defender. You didn't see the ball coming, but I did.
Happening.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice catch. All right, let's go to that Mooresville game. Mooresville Greenwood, we got a nice little strip right there by number 32. Got a fall on it. Caden Schmidt with the fumble recovery there. And guess what that set up? This next highlight, which is going to be a touchdown for the Pioneers. A short run by Caden Robinson to make it 14-0 against the Woodmen. I promise it's coming. It's coming. There it is. Going to sneak in there, get in the end zone for a touchdown. So Mooresville
nice.
up 14-0. The top-ranked team in Class 4A, looking every bit the title contender that we all think they are.
Absolutely. So things starting off again, a lot of games to keep track of. Like I said, there are 10 games we're bringing you tonight on IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts. And if you're at one of the games, watching at home, joining us like you guys have for the past 3 weeks here on week 4, make sure you share all of your thoughts and views from the game using the hashtag IndyStarFNL. That's hashtag IndyStarFNL. Let's get this thing trending once again. And right now we're going to take another quick 60-second break from our sponsor, Bath Experts. All right, we're going to jump back into some action right away. It looks like Zionsville and Franklin Central, that action is heating up. So we're going to take you to a live look in, courtesy of our friends at the Indiana SRN, announcers Tony Donahue and Jonathan Mathis with the call.
Time down at the 45.
Yeah, big stuff there. We got a guy down. It looks like he's cramping for Zionsville on the right side. It looks like possibly a Charlie horse. And we talked about that with the weather, how it is tonight. It's so muggy. It's so warm. It's been a warm week here in the Circle City of Indianapolis. Looks like this could be a cramp or a Charlie horse, but we do have a guy down for Zionsville.
It's a sophomore left tackle for Zionsville, Joey Tanona, who has been very impressive. The entirety of the Zionsville offensive line, very good. The couple aggressive seniors in Sibilla and McDaniel, Hartwig, the Purdue recruit. Connor Fisher is a very prolific multi-sport athlete, and then Tanona is the youngster, but he has been very promising in his own right so far this.
All right, we're going to jump back over to this Bishop Chatard Cathedral game. It looks like Bishop Chatard has the ball again. They missed the opportunity to tie this thing up with a field goal, so let's see if they can take advantage.
You know, they might want to turn the lights on. I know it's still bright out, but it looks a little dark at Arlington Stadium right now. Where's the shade going? What are we doing here?
They're going green. Don't judge them for trying to save the world. Let's take it away with the call.
Threw the flag, but it's just a warning. Next time it will be a penalty.
So let's see what Kyle Cheek does here. He's looking to throw, pump fake, firing man out there, and he's got it. Dalen Taylor. What a play.
Yeah, he didn't score. He got out of bounds. Let me tell you, that was a nice pump fake by Kyle Cheek. He looked over to his left. There is a flag down. It might be roughing the passer right here where the quarterback threw it, or it could be a holding call on Chatard. 26-yard pass. We'll see if it stands. They're talking to Chatard, so it might be roughing the passer.
There it is, face mask, and it's declined because of the big pickup.
Absolutely. take a look at Kyle Cheek right here. He's in the pocket. And do you see that pump fake, that shoulder pump fake, and then he throws it to Taylor wide open. He just could not squeeze into the end zone, but it did catch it. First and goal for the Trojans. Cheek is performing really well here in the mid first quarter into the second.
And the Trojans threatening to go ahead. Cathedral leading 3-0. Cheek barking him out. Illegal procedure, false start. That'll cost him 5.
Yep. And those are the kind of things that Coach Doyle was talking about. Don't make those mistakes. That's a silly mistake. You had first and goal, which you still have first and goal, but now you backed yourself up 5 yards. I mean, it's just silly because the strength of the Chittard game or offense is the running game.
All right, we're going to do some rapid switching because we got a couple of teams in scoring opportunity. We're going to jump over to Brownsburg and Avon and see who can get on the board first.
Our 30th.
All right, jumping back over now. They've got that penalty handle. Let's see if they can get in.
Did he catch it? Yep. All right, someone pull up.
Touchdown from Andrew Sawinski. What a play, Todd Mello.
Well, that's the pass back to the quarterback, and we ran this in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. You got to love it, and I guarantee he probably ran it in CYO, and he was so excited. He was wide open, Howard. There wasn't a man in 15 yards from him. What an incredible call by Coach Rob Doyle and his offensive staff. Wow. They probably they probably played against each other. Little Flower, Holy Spirit, and St. Simon. They probably threw that play and a lot during that time.
All right, so touchdown there. Now it looks like we might get another. Westfield inside the 5 in their matchup against Noblesville. Again, that brought to us by our friends over at Hamilton County TV. Let's take it away with the call.
On the pickup by Sheppers, and a 3rd and 4 at the Noblesville 7. They have to get to the 3. Good crowd and still developing as the game rolls on. Timeout Westfield, 8:59 left here in the first half of play. Just a beautiful night for football here in the city of Westfield for the Midland Trace Trail Trophy. And have you had a chance to venture across?
Yes. Yeah, we had an opportunity, especially we had a ribbon cutting once at good. Dr. McGuire.
Yes, they're always just so hospitable. And check out a game day. Jim Wofford just...
All right, we're going to see if we can get a field goal opportunity here in the Center Grove Ben Davis game. Center Grove already up 10-7. If they sink this, they'll extend that lead.
Watson, plenty of leg. He's 5 for 5 on the season. He drills the 35-yard field goal.
Well, I mean, Watson is doing his job. I mean, he's a kicker. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Other people are not getting the job done because we're having to settle for field goals. And if you don't think the purple and white think that's a win for them, they are excited that they only gave up 3 points and didn't give up 7 after Center Grove being able to move the football down to the 20.
Tonight's game being presented by Morgan Insurance Group. Morgan Insurance Group is your local independent insurance agency serving its clients for more than 80 years. Morgan Insurance Group provides personal service for all your business, home, auto, and life insurance needs. Visit them online at morganinsurancegroup.com.
All right, jumping back over to Decatur Central and Martinsville with the action brought to us by MHS Rewind. Let's take it away with the call.
But there is a penalty marker down at about the 33-yard line, so we'll see what this penalty is. Looks to be a holding penalty, but could be mistaken there. Officials looking at the Artesian sideline, and it is a holding on the Hawks. So I'll move them back, and we'll do second down all over again. Recap the first quarter.
All right, let's jump back into this Bishop Chatard Cathedral game. Looks like we got another possible opportunity. That's more points on the board. Let's take it away with the call.
Get it right here. He stopped on the left side. Good pursuit by Chatard. Then watch this. They overrun the pursuit, and Camden Jordan will go the other way. I don't see probably at the bottom of our screen is where this other holding call is. But watch this holding call right there. And that was just a silly situation right there by Chatard, but they had already had one before that. So, unfortunately, that big return gets wiped out.
They lost about 40 yards of field position with that penalty. Wow.
Well, they've been moving the ball really well, so let's see if Orrin Edwards can bounce back here.
It has been a battle, there's no doubt about that. That's what we anticipated. Dalen Hall, the ball carrier, and struggling to get a couple of yards out of it. And a host of Bishop Chatard Trojans there.
Well, the Irish have come into tonight rushing.
All right, we're going to jump back over to this Decatur Central and Martinsville game. Right now, it looks like Decatur Central is enjoying that 15-0 lead and the possibility to add more to the board. Let's take it away with the call.
It's kind of been the story early on here in the first half. Artesians have gotten pressure in the backfield, had some near sacks, some near tackles for loss, but cannot just wrap up and bring the Hawk player down. So another holding penalty against the Hawks. That's really the only thing that's helped Artesians in this game is some costly penalties by Decatur Central. Artesians have had their own costly penalties as well, but it just seems here as of late, it's the Hawks that have been committing those penalties. So now it's 3rd and 15 from the 35-yard line. Artesians need a stop here, better yet a turnover if possible. Peyton Horsley back, he's gonna throw it up, and Billy Bias is right there to break it up. Good job by Billy Bias to break that pass there on the far side. So a 4th and 15 for the Hawks, but this is almost the identical situation they were in the first quarter.
All right, we're going to kick it over now to Hamilton Southeastern Royals and the Fishers Tigers, courtesy of the Fisher Sports Network. Right now, it looks like Fishers enjoying a lead, but
sorry, you can tell by the stands, this is the hottest ticket in Hamilton County tonight. And there's an interception right there. We come to it. Andrew Hobson has been fantastic this year at quarterback for HSC so far this season, but he put one up there. Nice interception by the Fishers defense, which has been dominant so far this season. Fishers is averaging just giving up 6.7 points a game. That is a stout defense. They get a lot of turnovers. We just saw one right there. So with the change of possession there, I think we're going to head over to the Decatur Central Martinsville game. But again, just look at those stands at the Mudstock rivalry game. It's always a great game between those two teams.
Is it bad that when I see those packed stands, I think about driving at the end of that game and trying to get back home and how miserable that's going to be? Or am I just a curmudgeon?
There is no traffic problems in Hamilton County. Haven't you known that 69 just flows freely?
Did you not know that the roundabout, you know, and I'm not going to get into that.
Let's
take it away with the
call. I love roundabouts.
Artesians are in the negative when it comes to rushing. -6 yards on the ground, 25 yards through the air, and that's just the one completion. So now you've got to get something worked out here because you've got your back to the goal line. Actually, Xavier Tenitis is in his own end zone to start this play. Hands it off to Nix. Nix gets on the far side, and a nice run. That's the best running play for Martinsville. Goes for about 11 yards, Will Nix.
All right, we're going to jump over to Carmel and Pike because they are in the red zone, and we don't want to miss a possible score. Let's take it away with the call.
As he will gain 2. Antonio White, as well as Kyron Montgomery in there on the tackle.
For more information. Hold everything. Whistles.
2nd and goal.
Whistles came from the defensive back.
And we see a late flag coming in from the backside official.
against Cathedral.
See what we got here.
Take a look at this sack right here.
So we saw the officials trying to break up a couple of the Red Devils. See what the call is.
Right there, that ball, as you mentioned, Howard, that ball was right up
From the head official here, and it looks like dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct on the Red Devils.
Here's a third
And those are the kind of mistakes that you cannot afford. Again, mistake-free football is going to keep you in this ball game. You can't allow them to get the ball any closer to the end zone. They don't need any help. None at all.
Well, there's half the distance to the goal as Greyhounds weren't even phased by it. Coming back out, ready to run another play. Going to be 2nd and goal from the 2-yard line. Again, Downing at that fullback position. He ran it in like that last time. This time they go to Rogers, pushing his way, and he's going to be stood up at the line, right at the 1-yard line. So 3rd down and goal, as Todd was first 2 again for the Red Devils. Do they have a stop in them?
I want to tell you, for the most part, the Red Devil defense has done a pretty good job against the run. There's been a couple. The Red Devil defense has done a pretty good job against the run. There's been a couple times that Downing's gotten loose, but they've done a pretty good job.
3rd and goal from the 1.
Got to think. They do here, yeah.
Got to think. Looking for the QB sneak, Osborne, and he's in with ease. Great play there from the Carmel Greyhounds, and there's a late flag.
I knew the flag was coming because that was a late kind of hit.
Saw late.
All right, we're going to jump back over to the action between Brownsburg and Avon. Brownsburg up 3-0 right now. Let's take it away with the call.
Avon once again with a lead block. Boy, you kind of feel like if you're Avon with 4 minutes left, this is kind of a really like to get a score here going into halftime for sure.
Again to Love, but this time nowhere to run. Dane Middlebrook, number 95. The young man will be playing at Tulane next year. 6'2", 300-pound defensive tackle. Makes the tackle for Brownsburg. Number 95, Middlebrook. He is a load in there.
He had 25 tackles for losses last year.
Woo!
For losses.
Wow. And now we have a penalty flag thrown. Encroachment on the defense. So you go from 3rd and 14 to making it a little bit more manageable at 3rd and 9 for Avon.
Well, I don't think either one of these teams is going to be happy with the penalties. We've had quite a few really on both sides. Certainly want to try to get those cleaned up here in the second half.
Three minutes, 20 seconds to play in the half. Avon trying to get on the scoreboard before the halftime horn. And Hessen wants to throw. Throws for the end zone. And overthrows the intended receiver, Joe Hall. The speedy Joe Hall, the sophomore.
So I'll tell you, Isaiah Higgins. You know, we've highlighted Avon's man-to-man. How about the man-to-man here by Higgins, number 13? Look, he starts with a 10-yard cushion. Then, look, absolutely nowhere for this ball to be caught. Beautiful defense. Man, I'm telling you, you want a highlight reel on man-to-man coverage on both sides, this is the game.
And that will bring up a long field goal try of 44 yards here for Nick Bandy, the place kicker for Avon. But before we do that, timeout is called by Brownsburg.
All right, we're going to jump over to that Monrovia Bulldogs and Triton Central Tigers game. That's brought to us by our friends over at the Indiana SRN. Announcers Sean Kroll and Keith Myers with the call.
He's got some space. Great tackle coming up, though, by Veronde Miller to stop him. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
John, real quick, sideline interference. If you go right to the 40 line and go to the sideline, you see the box there. See the box right there? You got to stay behind that line, and you can't go into that white zone, or you got a warning there. Coaches or the players cannot be there, and you see where now the players are stepping back there.
All right, we're going to jump back over to Decatur Central on the 5-13 to score, so let's take it away with the call against
Kenny
Martinsville.
Tracy touchdown. I tell you what, there have been so many Tracys to come through LC. There's Tyrone, who's now at Iowa. There's Larry, who's now at Indiana. So many Tracys. They got Kenny right now, number 13, just scoring that touchdown, his second of the day. And then they got Javon Tracy as well, wide receiver. They have a cottage industry of Tracy's.
For sure. They are running away right now with this game.
And this is the Decatur Central team people thought they were going to see this year. Again, I said they went to the Class 5A state title game last year, their first ever trip to the state finals game. They lost some players. They lost Parker Harrington, their star quarterback. I mentioned Larry Tracy, the defensive back, is now at IU. But this team has talent. They started the season 0-2, and they are showing out tonight. They're about to take a 22-0 lead over a ranked Martinsville team. And the kick. Is it good?
And it's good.
It's good.
So again, 22-0, and like you said, Martinsville ranked. They are number 9 with that ranking. So again, this is a strong showing for Decatur Central right now. And we're going to jump over to some more action right now. Looks like we've got. Let's see, what do we got? I'm consulting with the Friday Night Live.
It looks like
team.
we got Westfield Noblesville.
All right. That's exactly what we got. 20-0 in this game. Let's take it away with the call.
Barrett rolls out, little bootleg left, and he's going to get just across the 50 to the 49, so picks up 12 yards. And another Noblesville first down, stopping the clock at 4:25 till half.
Now, both of these teams next week, Westfield will be at Hamilton Southeastern, which will be a pretty interesting game. And Noblesville will be at home against Zionsville. So another opportunity for the Millers at home.
As Zionsville comes into this week 2-1. Not going to be easy yet. Franklin Central tonight. 1st and 10 at the 49 of Westfield. Barrett hands it off, and a whole host of Eli Patchett, along with number 5, Mark McLaurin. Meet up with him. McLaurin, number 5, is 280 on that front line for Westfield. Also David Harder, 92 in there. No gain there.
Another handoff, met right away.
Kniper again. Looks like he gets possibly to the 46, maybe 47th. 2-yard pickup. Tough 2 yards for Kniper. Brings up 3rd down and 7.
Third and long. Ball on the 46-yard line.
3:20 left here, second quarter. Seven plays. This is the longest drive so far for the Millers. Barrett back to pass. Completes this one to number 3.
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. They're going to call it short. So it's going to be 4th and 1, and you got to go for it.
Picked up 6, and we're going to have to get, that's another number that looks like not updated. Number 3. Don't see one on the Miller roster that we were given.
Timeout.
Yep, looks like Noblesville's going to call this one.
All right, there's a timeout there in that game, so we're going to take a quick moment to bring you guys some more highlights.
Yes, we do have highlights. So here's Decatur Central, Caleb Hicks with a nice touchdown grab. He's going to bobble it a little bit, but he's going to come down with it, I promise you. There it is, coming right at you in the living room. Whoop, whoop, up.
Oh, that's great.
Nice
Good hand,
concentration,
very nice.
pins it against his thigh. Well done.
Well done.
Suzanne Summers would be proud of that one. Now we're going to, I dated myself. We're going to Center Grove here, and this is Fruits. The fruits of his labor are going to end up in the end zone. You know I was going to use a pun. Touchdown, Center Grove.
You just couldn't help yourself.
I could not help myself with that. Kid's last name is Fruits. What are you gonna do?
Apologies to you, young man, for that awful joke.
I could have said Fruits of my loom.
What else do we got?
Okay, we got Ben Davis, quarterback. Trent Gibson with the keeper. He is a dual threat quarterback, so he can throw, he can run, and I swear he's in there somewhere, and now he's in the end zone. 6 points for Ben Davis. Makes that game 10-7. We are going back to that Decatur Central Martinsville game, though, because the Artesians It looks like they might have scored, but there's a flag, so let's go back to the game. Eric Meyer with the call with MHS Rewind.
We'll have to see what the penalty is before we get to mark it down. And it's another chop block. Second chop block of the night. That will take away the touchdown and move Martinsville back for, we'll do redo second down again. Second chop block of the night. Great throw by Xavier. Kind of a back shoulder throw. Matt Thomas turned around and got it. Now Coach Whitson's getting an explanation from the official. The ball will be at the 34-yard line. Second and 27 is what the Artesians are looking at. It seems like Martinsville, they go one step forward and 4 steps back. Will Nix in the backfield. Weston Pemberton was injured earlier in this quarter. I've not seen him back, so hopefully he's okay. Low snap, Xavier going to try it again, and could not connect Matt Thomas again, and that's the only guy Xavier Tinnitus is looking at right now. It's been his go-to receiver, and he's just having Matt Thomas just run down the sideline. He's chucking it down to him. So now you've got third and forever. You need to get at least half of this back. You need to make fourth down manageable. You don't need a touchdown here, but you need to make it 4th and 10 or less. Pressure, Xavier, he's in trouble. He gets it away from it, throws it, and nearly picked off. So now you're 4th and 27, and you don't complete this first down. Decatur Central will get the ball back with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half and a 22-0 lead. So, Coach Whitson, you need a big play call here because you need this first down or a score, one of the two. Decatur Central has all kinds of defensive backs, throws it, but it's going to be well short of the first down to Matt Thomas. Nine-yard pickup there on the pass, but that drive is a heartbreak. We've just had a couple.
All right, we're going to jump over to this Noblesville matchup because they are close.
And Noblesville has struggled mightily on offense this year. I think they came into the game having 222 total yards. That's not average. That's total yards per game. They're going to call a timeout here to talk it over. Let's see if they can get that 1 yard, that 2 yards they need to get in the end zone because, like I said, offense and scoring has been an issue for them all season long.
And exemplified by this game with that 20-0 deficit. So we're going to take it away with the call while they think it over.
I want to thank all of our sponsors, Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church Hiddle and Antrim, Hamilton County Radio, the Hamilton County Reporter, and Deep Blue Computers. Thank you to all of our sponsors for making this happen. And again, Jack Russell, Craig Atkins, and we are Riverview Health Stadium on a Friday night. 20-0 right now. Westfield leads. Coming out of the timeout here, though, Noblesville finds themselves knocking on the door.
Oop, Jake's. First and goal at the 2 as a beautiful pass to Carson Sanders. as Barrett in the pistol. Back to pass and fades one out there. Sanders 6'3" and pass broken up. Looks like that's 88 Dane Wheeler. And speaking of the Hamilton County Reporter, don't be too critical. I'll also be writing tonight's story for tomorrow morning's paper, whether you get that in paper form or online at readthereporter.com. Barrett in the pistol again. Second goal at the 2. Fades one again. And into the hands of Micah Hauser. Picks one off again. 20, 30. And he's going to be stopped by
still on
his feet. 45 and spins twice and up to the 47-yard line. And wow, picked that ball off. Interception and watch, wow. Eli Patrick trying to keep up with him to block, and Hauser just too quick. Spins himself all the way up.
Oh, and that is a big pick in that Noblesville game. So we're going to jump back over to Bishop Chatard Cathedral, 7-3. Bishop Chatard with the advantage. Let's take it away with the call.
Well, the Irish have really not had much room to run in between the tackles, Howard, except for Edwards, who's kept it on read out.
We're going to do some rapid switching again because this HSC Fishers game is getting serious. So we're going to be jumping back between these two games.
No, let's go back to that
make the stop.
Chatard Cathedral game.
Again, so we're going to keep an eye on a couple of games here that are kind of all developing at the same time. So keep it locked here on IndyStar Friday Night Live.
Oh, what a block he got. And that's good enough for a first down inside the 10.
Well, look at Jake Langdon right there, number 30. He's the one who carried the ball. He's a north-south workhorse is what Coach Peebles called him. Take a look right here. Edwards gives it to Langdon. He makes a good block right there by the Irish and then picks up another first down for Cathedral. Wow.
First.
I know the the Martin brothers have been very, very proud of that block, Howard.
First and goal from the 7.
I know they played for Chatard, but still, an offensive lineman's going to appreciate a good pancake block.
I know what you're saying. Jake Langdon the ball.
All right, jumping back over to HSC Fishers with a scoring opportunity. Let's take it away with the call.
By Jackson Dunn. And look for him to maybe even go for it again. Actually, it appears they're going to bring out their kicking unit. Interesting choice. We've seen them go for it on fourth down, when they were much further back. So, obviously the Royals trying to get on the board here. And obviously time is a factor with 4 seconds left of the half. Yeah. Jackson Dunn actually blocked the last field goal attempt from the Royals. And he doesn't go in. Great block by Jackson Dunn. Second on the game.
Went it a little too hard. He's got a very strong arm. Just needs to take a little bit off of there.
And again, this one's still sitting at 7-3. Seeing who can maybe take an advantage or hold on to an advantage going into the half. Take it away.
Cathedral 4 of 7 on third downs. Edwards looking, throwing, right side, incomplete. Good coverage. Camden Jordan, the intended receiver. Leo Diltz with the coverage, and I'll tell you that Chatard defense deserves some credit right here.
They sure do. David Perry was wide open in the end zone. Orton Edwards just did not see him. Threw it into double coverage right there. That would have just been a toss and catch into the end zone. But 6 straight incompletions for the Irish.
Here's Christian Aldering for a 24-yard field goal attempt. The angle is to the right.
He's 2 of 3 on the season.
The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. It was blocked by Patrick Mastrian, who's everywhere.
Look, he's going crazy. And he's the guy who was going crazy when they were warming up, Howard. You remember all the hoopla and the energy and the excitement? He knew this was a big game. He's lifting his teammates up. You got to love the fact that this senior, it's the last time he'll ever play Cathedral in a football matchup. And he's been playing these kids his whole life, right? This opportunity right here, and he steps up and makes a huge play.
He'll be playing baseball at the University of Michigan. He may play football, too.
You might be calling his games with the Indians, huh?
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Never know.
What a play.
So there again, another big block kick. This is turning into IndyStar Block Kick Live.
It's a block
brought to you
party.
by
Hey.
Bath Experts. You just can't help yourself.
I know.
The block party continues. We're going to kick it in.
I like big blocks, and I cannot lie.
Carmel Pike, let's take it away with the call.
He'll be tackled right at the 5-yard line as Kyson Allen comes up with the stop, and Coach Etch going to take a timeout.
Well, I tell you, yes, Carmel's backed up right now, but yes, they're also a running team. This could be danger zone because again, we know what they're going to turn and hand the ball to Downing.
Well, how many times have we seen these guys get a little greedy, you know, looking for a big play defensively, and you see a guy break a big 95-yard run.
And that's my point. You know, when you try to, let's try to get the ball back. If you're the Red Devil thinking, Downing gets, like one of those big guys up front, opens a nice hole there. He might be able to go with this.
And really a tough way to end a drive there if you're the Red Devils, moving the ball down the field with a chance to tie this game going into half. Williams, he said, fighting for those extra yards.
He was fighting for it, and like I said, he just took a hit there at the end. The ball.
All right, we're going to jump back over to this Decatur Central and Martinsville game. Decatur Central still enjoying a big 22-0 lead. Let's take it away with the call.
And get positive yards, and that time it's another first down for Decatur Central. Good job there by the Artesian defense that time to limit that gain. Second down for the Hawks. They've got 3 minutes to go. Artesians need to get a stop. They cannot give up any more points. And a good tackle there. Good job by the Artesian defense. Try to see who the first one was on there for the Artesian. Looked like 57, James Hicks with the first shot. And then the rest of his teammates came and wrapped up the ball carrier. So another third down coming up for Decatur Central, but they have been able to convert these all night. Artesians desperately need to get a stop. Decatur Central has only had to punt one time. Payne Horsley rolls to his right. He throws it. He has a man wide open. It is caught and tackled across the 5-yard line. Another first down for Decatur Central, and they've got a chance to punch this in at the half and make this halftime deficit a big one. Hand it off to Tracy. Tracy is going to get it for the touchdown. 3-yard run for Tracy, his third touchdown of the night. To nothing right now with the extra point coming up. Another bad snap, and I guess they just go ahead and stop it. They do not give Decatur Central a chance to run that.
All right, I'll give you some quick score updates. Right now, Warren Central leads Lawrence Central 17-7. Lawrence North and North Central are tied at 14. Brebeuf Jesuit leads Guerin 7-6 in that big matchup. New Pal 14, Mount Vernon 7. The Marauders are hanging close with the Dragons right there again. New Pal has a 56-game regular season win streak. So that one is it's not a runaway. Mike Kirshner's got his Marauders playing really, really well. Again, they're 3-0. New Pal's 3-0. And Plainfield leads Perry Meridian 35-6 at halftime. That one is getting out of hand. Also worth passing on, checking the old Twitter machine. Looks like Lutheran, the #1 team in Class A, they're not going to be able to play tonight.
Why not?
Game is apparently is called because of a lack of referees when they were playing Shortridge today. So that'll be something that we'll probably look into later this evening as well on IndyStar.com over the weekend. There are shortages of referees. It's no secret.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thankless job right now, and the IHSA last week came out with an op-ed saying that it's really hard to get referees out there because parents and adults just aren't acting their age. So it looks like the referee shortage is going to cost Lutheran and Shortridge a chance to play on Friday night.
That's tough for both the fans and both for the teams. I know they wanted to get out there and compete.
You only get so many games in your high school career.
Yeah, and to have it go away for something like that, that's heartbreaking. But we want to try and lift your spirits a little bit after a little bit of bad news with some good news. The good news is we've got more highlights.
Yeah, we always have highlights.
It's great news.
Yes, we have 5 highlights. Here's Warren Central's Randy Wells, RJ Wells, with an interception in the end zone. Remember that name because we've got something coming up in a little bit that you won't want to miss.
Spoiler alert.
Tease. All right, here's Bishop Chattard, a double reverse touchdown pass. That's right. Watch the ball. It's going this way. It's going that way. It's coming back this way. Wide open. Just
He
prancing.
danced it in too. I like the swag. Shout out to that young
Little
man.
swag. All right, and then we got a field goal here from Brownsburg. This is Clay Chase. These are the only points of the first half. It's in. 3-0. Thought points were going to be scored in this game. There are, but I thought it'd be more than 3.
Yeah, definitely surprising to see that sitting such a low score right now.
Yep, and we talked about that New Pal Mount Vernon game. Here's Lincoln Roth, who is really having a nice year as a starting quarterback. Nice catch there. Nice adjustment on the ball, but again, that made it 7-0. But again, it is 14-7. Mount Vernon not going anywhere. And we talked about that man, Randy Wells. Guess what? Randy Wells plays both ways. He likes to be called RJ. I'm going to call him Randy because we're formal here. Nice move. Oh!
The shimmy
The
and
juke.
the
That's the
shake.
L1 button in Madden. You were teaching me about Madden last week.
See, you're
It's
coming
the L1
along
button.
already.
It is the L, or see, I used to play Dreamcast, so I'm dating myself.
I know, I'm
NFL
with
2K,
you.
Yeah.
Shouts out to
But,
the Dreamcast.
The L1 button. Nice juke move.
No, if
but
only you would stop playing on easy.
I like
No
to-
judgment. Sorry
no,
about
I like to win. So Randy Wells, we saw an interception. We saw a touchdown. His coach thinks he's the best football player in the state of Indiana. His story, Kyle Nenrup did a great story in today's IndyStar on the front page of the sports section. It's also on IndyStar.com. You can check it, read about it. There's a great video that goes with it. And we're about to show it to you. But Randy Wells, his mother was killed, shot when he was 6 years old, and his grandparents have picked him up, raised him into the man he is today, and his mom would be really proud.
I really didn't understand until like the actual day of the funeral. I was like, oh, that's my mama.
Very fun. She was a family.
I really didn't understand until like the actual day of the funeral. I was like, oh, that's my mama.
Very fun. She was a family person. She loved being around the family. You know, because we all, you know, that's the way we always been.
He loves me. I love him. I always would tell them, and I even tell them now, don't let what happened to your mom be a reason for you not to succeed in life.
It's about me. No. RJ.
Mom be a reason for you not to succeed in life.
It's about me. No. RJ knows exactly what he wants to do in life, and he's serious about it.
I just stick around with like the people that got like the same dream or same goal as me. It just gets me like where I need to be. So like, honestly, it's just the people around me and where I am.
All right, another big thank you to IndyStar High School Sports Insider Kyle Nenrup for bringing us that story on RJ Wells, and IndyStar photojournalist Grace Hollers for putting together that amazing video. Again, exemplary young man who had to overcome some very, very hard circumstances. So it's great to see what he's doing both on and off the field.
Fantastic story.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a quick 60-second break from our sponsor, Bath Experts. All right, and we are back. And
I haven't looked that cool since 5th grade when I won student council president. So I peaked. I peaked.
In 5th grade?
In 5th grade.
Oh, man, it's probably been a rough run.
I haven't grown much since, though, so.
Is that the same suit you wore when you won that in 5th grade?
It is.
Shouts out to our sponsors, Bath Experts, and again, all of our network partners here in Central Indiana who are helping us bring you these 10 games on IndyStar Friday Night Live like no other show can. Also want to thank all of the rest of our IndyStar Friday Night Live team who's both behind the camera and out at all of these games, collecting highlights, interacting with fans, sharing everything using that hashtag IndyStarFNL, and you should be doing the same. So if you're at one of the games or at home, join me and Matt bringing you all the action. Make sure you share all of your thoughts and feedback, only good criticisms, with that hashtag IndyStarFNL. You can't take it, trust me.
No, I can't take it.
So we're going to jump back in. This is kind of out of our halftime, where we're going to try and jump into some action. Like I said, a lot of games are kind of just getting back to rolling, bands getting off the field. I'm kind of upset I missed some of the band action, which is
the highlight of the week, really.
It really is for a lot of people. But has anything surprised you so far in the first half that you've seen? And again, we had some games that we thought were going to be shootouts that are low scoring. Again, like you mentioned, the New Pal game being such a close scoring affair.
14. I mean, you knew Mike Kirshner was going to make Mount Vernon a much better football team. You didn't know it was going to only take 2 years, and they were going to be giving New Pal all they can handle in the first half there. That's a great game to keep an eye on to see what happens there.
And I imagine there's a lot of pressure, again, when you have a win streak like 56 games, and I know you're probably not thinking about it, you're thinking about it one game at a time, but that number has got to be floating around in the heads of those young men, and really hope they hold it together, keep their composure, and do what they've been doing for, well, the past 56 games. So we're going to jump right back into some action here that we can bring you on Friday Night Live. This is going to be the Center Grove Ben Davis game, and we're going to take it away right now. Looks like Ben Davis has possession at the 35, so let's take it away with the call and the action.
Fake punt, and then the next play after that, they let the quarterback run 25 yards for a touchdown. So overall, the defense has had a pretty good night.
Great job by the Trojan defense. Owen Green leads the way, sophomore, starting here in the second half.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what type of adjustments they've made at halftime. Eric does an outstanding job of adjusting to the teams they're playing and what the team likes to do and trying to take away certain things. Obviously, this is a team that likes to run the football, especially the quarterback. He's very good faking, running the option himself, so you've got to control number 4.
Owen Green, 6'2", 250-pound sophomore defensive tackle, was able to drop Hassel for a 2-yard loss here on second and long. Hassel picks up, looks like 4 yards. He'll get 4. 3rd and 8. Gabe Boyd in on the stop for the Trojans.
This is exactly where you want to have them if you're Center Grove. I mean, you want a team that likes to run the football. You want them in a passing situation. Now, you must control number 4. You can't allow him to get outside the pocket and run for a first down. You've got to control him, rush from the outside, rush up the middle, try to control him and make him throw the football rather than run.
3rd and a long 8 here for the Giants. Gibson fakes the handoff, fires it, picked off by Schott. To the 40. He's down the sideline, cuts it back inside. He's into the 20.
Touchdown!
10 to 5. Touchdown. Jackson shot.
Huge play. Maybe the biggest play of the year right there, inspiring a football team. That's the most excitement I've seen from this sideline all year. I mean, we've had some touchdowns, but there you put them in a passing situation. You've got exactly what you want. They would rather run the football for Gibson. He's completed some passes tonight, but he'd much rather run the football than pass it. Right there, they have an excellent opportunity. They intercept it and get 6 points.
For an injured player.
It appears a Ben Davis player down at around the 18-yard line on the Ben Davis sideline. So again, Jackson shot, linebacker, 6'3", 195-pound junior, returns it 50 yards on the pick six, putting Center Grove in front 19-7 with 10:22 to play in the third.
Well, there's somebody that's watched film this week. They know what things Ben Davis does like to do in a 3rd down and 10, 3rd down and 8 situation, who they like to go to, what's their favorite receiver, what routes they like to run.
Oh, massive pick six to start our second half here on IndyStar Friday Night Live. That's definitely going to end up in a highlight reel, and we've got some more highlights to follow that one up.
Highlights on highlights on highlights.
Don't
Here
stop,
we go.
Can't stop.
Mount Vernon, New Pal. We've been talking about this game nonstop, or at least I have. Here is Shipley to Gentry with a nice catch. Right there.
Nice.
He had to wait on it. He had to run a little bit. Guess what? I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go that way. Nope, I'm not gonna get in, but I'm gonna get close. And guess what? That set up this next play. Shipley, the quarterback keeper. I bet you he gets in. He's in.
Very nice.
I swear he's in. You might not have seen it. He's in.
Oh, he's in.
He's in. He's celebrating.
Gentry probably tired out the defense by running, the other way so long, so he set up his QB. That is
And
teamwork.
one last highlight from that game. Guess who? Charlie Spiegel, everybody. Touchdown.
That's not a name I've heard so far this season. Spiegel. with
I
another
know. We
score.
usually are just getting Charlie. Not tonight, but short touchdown run there for New Pal.
Absolutely. And again, remember, he broke record last week, so
He did. He set the
continuing.
IHSA career all-time rushing record, and he is in the running to set the all-time scoring record. He is chasing Brett Law's record from Sheridan. It's been around for a long time, a lot longer than the yardage record.
By
so
Jackson Schatz.
we're gonna watch the extra point attempt.
Jump back into the Center Grove Ben Davis game.
It's good. Center Grove always has good special teams. I said it last week. I'll say it again. Eric Moore's kids always know how to kick, and they go to the next level too in kicking. So well done there for the Trojans.
Another look at this big, was it 50-yard pick six?
That was a 50-yard pick six. That's what our crack producer Clark Wade tells us, 50 yards, and there's the 50-yard line right there.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So yeah, we got games at halftime, so we got time to kill.
So we're going to jump around, hopefully get some more action. And problem is, all these games started at 7 that we're bringing you tonight, 10, which is the most games we've ever been able to bring you on IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts. So a lot of things are still coming out of the half. Again, some bands are finishing up. Unfortunately, couldn't bring you any band action, which is, again, something I usually look forward to. So let's check with our IndyStar Friday Night Live team. What do we have on deck? Any games going on? Anything happening right now?
Nope. Well, then let's talk about that Brownsburg Avon game. 3-0 at halftime. Kyle Nenrup is at that game. We thought we were going to see a lot of points. Now, the last time these two teams played, it was 38-0 in the sectional game. So Brownsburg remembers that. There ain't going to be 38 points scored in this game, combined it looks like. But Brownsburg, Avon, again, Avon ranked number 1 in the state, Brownsburg number 6. That is a huge game in the Hoosier Crossroad Conference on Hendricks County rivalry. So really, really big game on that one.
And I've been impressed with, again, Avon all year since we started off with week 1. I had that big game matchup, I believe, in Lucas Oil, seeing how they played.
They blew out Columbus North in that first game in the Bless Bowl.
Yeah, and that was, again, a surprise for some people, but they have been legit, and they've been showing that all season long. The ranking indicates that. The way they're playing and have played all season indicates that. So Avon is a team that everyone needs to keep that name in mind, because by the end of the season, I'm pretty sure we're going to be talking about what a great year they had and what kind of amazing record they put together.
Yeah, and then we showed some highlights earlier, and we've jumped in and out of it a little bit. The Mooresville-Greenwood game. Mooresville, for real. Mike Gillen, we all know what he's done at Indian Creek, what he's done at Decatur Central. He scores points. His team score points. Mooresville, they're scoring points. It's what they do. So Mike Gillen obviously having a great start there. The Fishers HSE game. We knew Fishers' defense was fantastic. Like I said, they're only giving up 6 points a game so far this season. They haven't given up any to HSC, which has a pretty high-octane offense when you have Andrew Hobson. With the receivers, they have Ben Boyson. DeAndre Rhodes has been fantastic this year. So really another strong defensive performance from Fisher. So we'll be sure to track the second half of that game. Hopefully, we got a lot going on.
Absolutely. And actually, I hate to cut you off. It sounds like we got some possible red
don't
zone
hate
action.
cutting me off.
I love cutting you off. It sounds like that Center Grove game is a scoring opportunity. So let's jump into the action and the call right now.
Very much close to 7,000 fans for that season opening game here
Timeout.
at Ray Skillman Stadium, the home opener for the Trojans. Timeout called by Coach Eric Moore. 9:43 to play here in the third quarter. Center Grove in front, 20-7. The only score so far here in the second half. Jackson Schatz returns an interception for the Trojans. 50 yards for the score.
Hey, so who is the best football team in Indianapolis right now?
It's either Avon or Warren Central.
Really?
Well, in 6A.
Yeah, I mean, Cathedral.
I mean, do you count New Palestine? I mean, they're right up there.
I do. I count them. I mean, I think they're the best overall football team we've played. I mean, they're maybe not the best athletic team, but as far as being efficient and doing what they need to do and believing in knowing how to win, I think they're as good as we've seen.
I've heard Chatard's very, very good this year as well. They're playing Cathedral tonight.
Yeah, they're playing tonight. I heard that on the radio.
So we'll have to get that score here in just a bit.
Did Cathedral win the game in Cincinnati last week against Elder?
They did not.
They did not, because I was listening to it and I didn't ever hear the end and who won.
Final score, lost to Elder, 38-31 in overtime.
Wow.
He's open and, couldn't quite come up with it. Connor Delp nearly comes up with his first varsity touchdown. It was not easy to handle. He had to go up in the air for it. We'll watch the replay.
I think Connor will be the first one to tell you, though, he should have caught this one. Good route, good fake. Oh, if you got both hands on it, you just got to catch it. He'd be the first one to tell you that's one he'd like to have over.
I like the call, Ted. That was
I do too.
Great play.
I love the call. Good
that
pass.
Middle was very soft. You could see there's a seam there. It was wide open. 25-5 in the neighborhood, but
play clock down to 5.
Quickly, the Trojans to the line of scrimmage.
Third down, 2.
He's going to pass. He's looking, going to the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
He caught it that time.
Connor Delp gets his first varsity touchdown.
He caught it that time.
18 yards for Delp.
Good for Connor. Nice job by Jackson looking, waiting for him to clear himself. The defender was kind of with him right there, and then all of a sudden he's open and he's able to deliver the football. Center Grove going to have to do more of that. You're going to have to throw the football. As long as number 30's on the sidelines and you don't have him in that backfield, you're going to have to throw the football if you expect to beat some of these football teams.
Seems like, Ted, little by little, they're allowing Taven Jackson, the sophomore, to do more and more.
Well, and Eric Moore knows better than any of us. I mean, we can sit up here and tell him how he ought to do his job. He's won more football games than any of us will ever win, and he's a heck of a football coach, and he knows how to bring guys along, and so he's obviously doing the right job. As the extra point is good.
All right, so Center Grove starting the season 0-3. It's been 30 years since they started 0-4. They are in position to get their first win of the season. Again, they are ranked at 0-3 because they have played 3 of the best teams in the state.
And they have looked great playing them.
And speaking of the best team in the state, right now Avon, ranked number 1 in Class 6A, trails 3-0. Let's go to the action called by the IHSA Champions Network.
Will pick up the first down. Finally tackled there by Josh Jones, but not until he picked up the first down.
There's that running game. I really felt like Brownsburg would really want to come out. They're not going to go away from the passing game, but that's a solid run there for the first down.
90 seconds into the third quarter. Brownsburg leads 3-0, and they're on the move here.
Blitz.
Man, they go right back to Marcus. You called it. The blitz was coming.
Avon loves the blitz. They'll do a lot of other different packages because they have so much speed. And also they can blitz, Rob, and still recover with.
All right, we're going to jump into some red zone action. Looks like Westfield threatening to score against Noblesville. That brought to us by our friends over at Hamilton County TV. Let's see if they can add to the points already on the board.
Did the ball pop out there from Eli Patchett? Doesn't look like it. All
and
right.
this is, again, tough game. It's 3-0 Westfield, 0-3 Noblesville. You mentioned the struggles that Noblesville's had on offense coming into this game with very few yards so far this season. So let's see if they can turn things around here in the second half.
Yeah, and Westfield's quarterback, Camden Simmons, is having a fantastic season with his arm and his legs. He's actually, I think, he's really good. I mean, he's got 6 touchdown passes, 3 rushing touchdowns. Hasn't thrown a pick this year.
That sounds really good.
So that's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
All right, let's take it away with the call.
Please.
See what Simons does here. Play action fake to Patchett.
There
Rolls
it
out
is.
right and into the hands of Levi Castor. He gets down and he's out of bounds about the 2-yard line. And that'll be 1st and goal. Pickup of 15 on that 3rd and 6.
Great job. Really good job right there. There we go.
Hope that's an answer. Patchett sneaks one in from 2 yards away.
And I'll tell you, that is how you start an opening drive in the second half. Great pistol formation. Looks, hands the ball off. And again, it's one of those things, even if you're met a yard behind, especially with Westfield, you got to be careful with moving those feet.
Yep,
Absolutely.
keeps moving the feet. Eight plays.
That was a close one too, but they get it in there.
So after the big score there, we're going to jump back over to this Brownsburg-Avon game. Still tight, still 3-0. Again, Avon #1, and they are still looking to try and get on the board. So let's take it away and see what happens next.
A couple of yards before he gets pushed backwards. Burks will leave the game. Marcus will come back in. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Picked up about 2 on that, Rob. They're picking on that left side a little bit. Now this is a little different situation with the yardage. It's 3rd and long. And so look for Brownsburg to maybe think play action here. No, they're going to go straight drop back, Rob.
Yeah, empty formation here. No running backs. It's 5 wide in the formation. The tailback, Donovan Marcus, is slot left.
Man-to-man coverage, Avon.
All kinds of time for Easters. Thrown and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Luke Lacey. For a moment, it looked like he was going to hold that thing in while he was falling down. Antoine Wade was again in coverage, and that makes it 4th down.
Boy, this was close. This one's drilled, and really the pass is only thrown where his guys got a shot at it. He really kind of had 3 men all around him. The ball just got so low he couldn't get his hands all the way.
All right, going to be the 4th down in that game, so let's jump back over to this action between Hamilton Southeastern and Fishers. Right now the score is still 7-0 as they kick off their second half. Let's take it away with the call.
Number 26, Marvin Wilson on the play. Talking about 38, Jeffrey Brown. Going to 2, it's 3rd down.
All right, we're going to jump back into this Ben Davis Center Grove game. Right now, score 27-7 in Center Grove's favor. That's a big deficit. We'll see if Ben Davis can close it as they kick things off. Well, not kick things off, but continue things here in the 3rd. Let's take it away with the call.
End around, Connor Delp. Close to a 1st down.
Well, he's become a real weapon, number 5, Connor Delp. He's not very big. He doesn't weigh much. But, boy, he's a little tank of dynamite. He can really run. He's fast. He's unafraid. He can carry the football. Obviously, we've seen him catch the football. Gives a lot of options to Center Grove. And you put number 30 back there in with him. If he gets back in a couple games, I think then you really have a dynamic duo.
Cameron Kelly, senior linebacker, made the tackle. First man through. Mitchell Evans across midfield into Ben Davis territory at the 49-yard line. 7 yards for the sophomore.
Great run. Good job by the offensive line. When things are going well, you always forget about the offensive line. Obviously, when they weren't going well, we wanted to talk about them a lot. But let's continue to talk about them, because with Coach Moore and his offense, if you're going to succeed, your offensive line has to get you there.
7 yards for Mitchell Evans. Tackle made by Knuckles. Weems loose. Cuts it back. He's inside the 30 to the 25. I believe that might be Weems' best run of the year.
Well, it was an outstanding run. Good job by the offensive line opening up a big hole. Here you get to take a look at it. See, just a quick hitter just right up through the middle. Does a nice job of changing direction, and a big pickup.
Luke Piper, the senior right tackle. You can see him down the field controlling his man, helping open up that hole. 23 yards for Weems. A new set of downs for the Trojans. Delp coming back this way again.
See how Connor almost hides behind the offensive line right there?
Very patient.
Yeah, very patient. His man in front of him is pulling, probably his right guard, pulling down the line, and he just kind of keeps a hand on his back, and it's hard for the defense to even find him.
Powell makes the tackle after he collects 5 yards on first down. So 2nd down and 5 at the Ben Davis 21-yard line. 6:50 and counting, third quarter. A couple of touchdowns for the Trojans here in the third quarter, leading 27-7.
Daniel Weems on the carry.
Weems gets the ball inside the 20.
They're in a really nice rhythm right now. When you're quarterback of this of Coach Moore's teams, I mean, we've seen it in the past. When they get in a nice rhythm, they can pass the ball, they can run the football, they can go right, they can go left, do a lot of different things. But the rhythm of...
All right, we're going to jump right back over to some more action. This is HSC and Fishers. Let's take it away and see what happens next.
Well, we can't take it away because we're having audio difficulties.
Oh,
so I'm
no.
going to stay with you. We're going to hold your hand through this.
Thanks,
right
Matt.
now. Yes, it's 1st and 10. Fishers again. Their defense is stout. Let's see if their offense can get some points here. Marcus Rue, their quarterback, going to take the snap here. You're going to hand it off to what I'm guessing is Dylan Scally, who's going to make some nice moves, get close to the sticks. 8-yard run, following his blockers. That's how they teach you to do it. So yeah, again, this is the big Mudsock rivalry. If you live on the north side, if you live in, it's the Mudsock. It was a battle way back when, my wife told me. I asked her today, actually, because she teaches in the Hamilton Southeastern District.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, she teaches at one of the intermediate schools. I didn't know what an intermediate school was until I lived here. Apparently, it's just 5th and 6th grade.
Yeah, that's normal. They didn't have
No, where I'm from, they have middle schools, 6th through 8th grade. There's no such thing as intermediate.
Anyway.
Why do you need 3 schools? 4 schools.
2nd and 2, Fishers.
Yeah,
Again,
goes
with another
Marcus going
opportunity,
deep.
dropping back.
Going deep. I think he caught it. They're celebrating on the sideline. Touchdown.
And that's going to be a big touchdown.
Look at the big fellas getting down there to celebrate. The whole team's getting down there. Touchdown.
Now, the view of the catch obscured a little bit by something that was in the way, but you could tell by the excitement and, of course, the ref hands that it was a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's how it happens. That's usually how it works. Yeah, that's usually how it works. Great touchdown pass there from Marcus Rue, really dropping back, finding it. And again, we've mentioned the Fishers defense. They don't give up points. This is a huge, a huge lead for them right now, 14 points. But again, HSC's got the quarterback. They have the weapons on offense. It's far from over. Was that in?
Still waiting on confirmation on the
there it
extra
is.
point.
There it is. He's got his hands
So that's
up
going
in
to
the
be
air.
14-0 again. This is number 7 Fishers. They are currently 3-0, taking on the 1-2 Hamilton Southeastern Royals. And we're going to jump over to another game, see if we can get you another score. This is Zionsville taking on Franklin Central, 0-14. Franklin Central with the advantage. Let's take it away with the call.
And incomplete. Vecchiarella and Weissman have been oh so close yet oh so far away over the course of this game.
Yeah, and there you're just trying to break something open with the screen, but that's a tough pass to throw across your body. Couldn't tell if that was a forward pass or not. Luckily, smart enough, even though it bounced on the ground, you land on it to pick it up. So 3rd down and 2 here. I expect a heavy dose of Mr. Colin Price.
Let's see, Franklin Central seems to expect it too. They have many players in the box. Most of their defense, man coverage on the outsides. Here's Weiss, here's Price. Price looks to squirt around, twirls, and will be very close. Comes that interesting referee spots of what we've seen so far tonight.
It looks like from here he's just shy. I would hurry up, get to the line, do a hard snap count to see if you can get Franklin Central to jump. If not, you just take the penalty and punt it away. But you never know. Down 14-0, it kind of changes your perspective on what plays you want to call here on fourth and short.
Fourth and less than 1 for the Eagles. They don't seem to be in any hurry.
10 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap.
It'll be Price, and he's going to have it. Dives across the 45 to the 46.
Pretty nice to have in your back pocket, one of the best running backs in.
All right, we're going to take a quick break from the action here on IndyStar Friday Night Live, brought to you by Bath Experts, to bring you another collection of highlights.
Batch of highlights, part 5, maybe?
Hard to keep track. Lots of action.
We have a lot of fun here, guys.
Let's cue up the first one.
All right, for Buff Jesuit, Jay Higgins, the Iowa commit. He plays defensive line, he plays tight end, and he scores touchdowns.
I like that.
Little swag there. He showed the ball, you know. I like that. Here we go. Warren Central. Michael Clark with the touchdown pass against Lawrence Central. It's up in the air. He caught it. Nice adjustment on the ball. Laying out touchdown, Warren Central. And there's this man again. We said it was a little bit of a quiet evening for Charlie Spiegel. Well, he's got 2 touchdowns now, and that's just how quick it can change. The Dragons starting to put some daylight between them and Mount Vernon, but a heck of a performance from the Marauders to keep that close.
Absolutely. So, again, more great highlights. And these highlights just don't magically appear here on IndyStar Friday Night Live. We've got some people out in the field who are collecting that, and they're sticking with it. They're going to bring you some more. And we've already got more highlights that might be coming later, so stick with us. You won't miss a play.
You know we have highlights. It's written on the board we have highlights coming later.
Absolutely. Well, don't tell people what I know. We're going to jump back into some action. We're going to get back to that Carmel game.
The Greyhounds back towards the 50-yard line.
On those Pike Red Devils, enjoying that 14-7 lead. Let's see what happens next.
They play pretty well. I mean, they're out there. I mean, they're making plays. You know, this is not the game that I expected to see tonight. You know, if you look at the on paper, it looked like Carmel would come in here and just establish the run game early and just run all over Pike. But again, the Red Devils, to them, that's unacceptable. That's not going to happen tonight. That's what they're thinking on their side.
Zach White in the game, standing to the right of Osborne. Osborne looks right side, hit as he throws. Incompletion there, as good coverage on the outside from the Pike Red Devils. As you saw, again, Trayshawn Jones was in there and Alex Hill.
Just want to give you a quick update on that Avon-Brownsburg game. A 53-yard touchdown run from Avon's Krishan McCray gives the Orioles their first lead of the game. It is now 7-3 in the third quarter. Number 1 Avon leading Brownsburg. Again, Krishan McCray, 53-yard touchdown. Again, we want to bring you all the plays, but sometimes you just can't predict the future. Going back to Carmel Pike.
Full head of steam ahead. Met at the line, barreling his way forward, still chugging those legs.
Still chugging, still going.
One of the toughest earned 5 yards I've ever seen. And we see a guy on the ground here for the Red Devils as they're coming out. Trainers are coming out to attend to him. As Kyson Allen was the first man on that stop.
Can't see the number here, but
looks like this might be Kevin Todd, one of the senior leaders here, and it is number 9, Kevin Todd, on that left leg for the Red Devils. So looks like going to be third.
All right, taking time out there, so we're going to jump over to this Bishop Chatara Cathedral game that has been tight all night long. Right now, 7-10, Cathedral with the advantage, and let's take it away with the call.
Fans getting a little restless here in Arlington Middle School.
And the game didn't start like this. The first quarter was not penalty-filled.
No, it was not.
But since then, I mean, one play after another, and it was such a hard-fought first quarter. It's a close game, obviously, with the score 10-7. Next week, Todd Mello, we're going to see a special school.
We will. New Palestine and Pendleton Heights on the east side of central Indiana. New Palestine dominating 5A for the last several years. Their football coach is really, really good football coach. Kyle Ralph done a great job at New Palestine building that program, and Pendleton Heights off to a really good start. So it'll be a battle of the east side of central Indiana over there. Love that press box, too. Man, that is such a beautiful press box there at New Palestine High School. Beautiful facilities. They always take really good care of us, so anxious to be there, but anxious to see what the second half brings us here, though, too.
Yes, let's hope for fewer penalties.
All right, we're going to jump back over because Westfield is threatening to score once again against Noblesville. Let's take it away with the call and see if this thing gets out of hand.
This is courtesy of the Hamilton County TV, one of our proud partners. We have a lot of proud partners. That's why we can bring you 10 games.
Counting. Brings up 3rd and 1 at the 6. Check that 7-yard line.
.3:15 left to go in the third. Shamrocks leading this thing 27-0 in the red zone. 3rd and short.
And obviously 27-0 lead, looking to punch another one across the goal line.
There it is.
Breaks the tackle. 5.
Oh, they got
down
hold, it
to
looks
about
like
the
a flag.
Yep.
I'll be coming back.
Holding could make it a 3rd and 11 from the 17. Coming back, just depending on where they spot this, with the holding normally being a spot foul.
It'll be interesting to see if Coach Gilbert goes for it on 4th down, especially as close as they are here.
All right, going to do some rapid switching because Ben Davis is threatening to score. Want to see if we can get in.
Trent Gibson, the quarterback,
and
nice,
touchdown.
Nice take there.
That's an important score for Ben Davis.
It is. He had the option to pitch. Saw the goal line. Saw the end zone. Said, you know what? I'm going to take it myself.
So right now, that's going to make this 34-14. Ben Davis down, but them getting on the board. That's good for them. Maybe see if we can get a momentum change. And again, we're going to be jumping back because we got a lot of games that are threatening to score. Let's jump into another one right now.
We're
going to go back to that Westfield-Noblesville game. There was a holding penalty that, it looked like Patchett got him down to the 2. Holding penalty is going to back them up a little bit. I think they're going to attempt a field goal here. And Westfield has had some really good kickers in years past as well. I know I've talked about Center Grove special teams. But Will Harrison, a kicker from Westfield, I think he's on scholarship at Rice. So they are really, really churning out kickers. So let's see if they can make it 30-0. And you know what happens when it's 30-0?
That's 30-0?
Everyone goes to Steak and Shake at 10 o'clock to party.
Is that where they go? I never got invited to Steak and Shake to party afterwards.
That's because you were too busy with the band.
That is true.
I don't think that kick made it. It looks like it was blocked. That is blocked, and that's
They are
going the
going
other
the other
way.
way.
I told you Noblesville's offense has trouble scoring points. Guess what? The defense, the special teams, is going to score the points right there for Noblesville.
That is big.
Well done there. That was 80 yards, 70 yards.
So again, big block kick is going to give Noblesville their first points of the game. Still got a big deficit, but that, again, is the kind of thing that can get a team fired up, do something big in the second half.
And there's no give up. You're down 27-0. It could be 30-0. No give up there. You get there, you block the field goal, you scoop it up, and you score. Good for Noblesville.
Absolutely. So we're going to take it away with the call and see what happens next.
Well, we're not going to take it away with the call. They're going to kick the extra point.
Well, we don't know if they're going to make the extra point. Let's see.
Maybe it gets blocked and returned the other way for 2 points. Do they do that in high school?
Let's find out.
It's good. Didn't get blocked. That was a heck of a kick. That would have been good from 65.
A great series overall for the kicking team. So we're going to jump back over to the HSC Fishers game. 14-0 in Fishers' advantage. And we're going to take it away and see what happens next. Well, actually, we have some still audio difficulties.
We do have some audio difficulties, so you're going to have to stick with us. And that's Marcus Rue dumping it down there. What, at the 6-yard line? 6-yard line is going to be 2nd down and 3, we'll call it.
We'll call it 3.
I'll call it 3.
And if you're wrong, I can just say, man, it wasn't 3.
There are a lot of lines on the field, and I know soccer teams and lacrosse. It looks like some lacrosse lines there, so it's a growing sport in Indiana, lacrosse.
Is it?
It is.
You ever played?
No, but I would like my son to play lacrosse because I think it's the easiest route he'll have to get a scholarship.
Always looking to save a little cash, aren't you?
You can't. Have you seen how expensive college is these days? It's getting ridiculous.
Absolutely. So we're going to see right now, again, like I said, 14-0 in Fishers' advantage.
This is Dylan
They are
Scally.
moving again.
He's trying to find. Wow, how did he slip through there? He's like covered in Crisco, folks. He's getting in there. WD-40, whatever you want, slipping through the defense, getting to the end zone. Fishers up 20-0. And I think we're going to hop to Zionsville Franklin Central because there was a big play in this game, and someone's deep in the red zone.
Coverage. Bad things are going to happen.
I only see one team, though. There we go.
There's the other team.
There's the other team.
All right, so again, this one right now, 14-0, Franklin Central on top. We'll see
But
what
it looks
happens next.
like it's Franklin Central ball. So maybe we're on safety watch.
So this is what an opposite red zone opportunity?
Zionsville's offense is having trouble scoring. We just saw one defense score. Can another defense score? Oof, just getting out of the end zone. Just sneaking his nose out of there to avoid 2 points there. Zionsville has a high-powered offense. This is how it got. They threw it deep. Interception right there. Wow. Way to lay out there. Franklin Central started the season 2-0, had a setback last week, but they have really surprised some people. They were a surprise team a couple weeks ago. I think a win over Zionsville here might raise some eyebrows. So, but still plenty of time left in this game. Again, Zionsville has great offensive weapons, but we're going to head over to the Center Grove Ben Davis game.
Center Grove is right now deep again at the 20, threatening to score and extend this lead right now, 34-14 in their advantage. Let's take it away and see what happens next.
Second half, the offensive line has done a much better job, especially inside the red zone, of doing what they need to do, whether it be protect their quarterback, whether it be opening up holes. But they've had tremendous success with that quick hitter. I would be very surprised if we don't see it again.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Great third quarter for the Trojans. Connor Fruits, tackled by number 8. That was textbook. He went low, got him around the legs. That's Charles Knuckles, their leading tackler.
No need to run another play right here. I mean, there's only 15 seconds left. I think that'll be the last play of the quarter.
So the Trojans come up with a defensive touchdown and an offensive touchdown here in the third quarter, and the Trojans lead Ben Davis 34-14 as we head to the fourth quarter here at Race Goma Stadium. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
I like these award-winning cheddar puffs, and I like these.
Who doesn't love Pirates Booty, by the way? Not one of our sponsors, but they can sneak that in there.
Stuff's pretty all right. So we're going to switch things up. We're
That's
going
what
to take a break in the
it's
action.
The popcorn.
I know what it's called.
My
We're going to
mom
give you
loves
guys some highlights.
Yes, we have highlights. So we talked about this New Pal Mount Vernon game. Well, the New Pal defense is making itself known right here. Yoink. Nice interception there. Number 6 is going to take it the other way.
He's going to dance with it.
Yeah, he's really going to go with it. Nice pick. All right, well, here we go. We got a scoring play from Brebeuf. Quarterback Caleb Ellison. What's he going to do? He's going to score.
There you go.
Found the corner.
Cut into the outside, take it wide.
And we're going back to New Pal because guess what? I got another interception for you. I promise it's a different play. It's a different player. He's looking this way. He's coming right at us. Number 15, what you going to do? Yoink. Interception. New Pal. Starting to separate themselves. Last time I saw the score was 28-7, New Pal.
So they again starting to, like you said, put that daylight in between them. And again, we want to jump right back into some action. The Carmel game against Ben Davis. It looks like it's still continuing. This has been a tight one all night.
It has been, and Pike might be 0-3, but Pike has been in every game so far this season. Now again, they haven't beaten Carmel since they joined the MIC. I think they're 0-6 against the Greyhounds since they joined the MIC conference. But again, Pike is really, really just putting up a fight. And this is the first year for new coach Pat Echeverria, who is a Pike graduate, who did great things at Zionsville, winning sectional titles at Zionsville his first season. 0-3, but definitely no pushover.
And one thing I've noticed too here, and I don't know if there's any long-standing rivalry or if there's anything between these two teams, but it's been really chippy out there. A lot of flags, a lot of passion on the field. You know, I got to say, these guys are all playing hard, and it shows in the stuff that you don't see, the small plays down there in the trenches. We are seeing guys really get into it. And I like me some physical football, so shout out to both these teams for bringing it.
Back at the 34-yard line. First down marker is on the Red Devil 45.
So it's going to bring up, what, first and 21, maybe?
First and 21, exactly, for the Carmel Greyhounds. Long way to go. Something if you're a coach, got to think you don't need it all at one time, though.
Don't need it all. You can still run it here, but Pike is really, when they've gotten them backed up, they've played the run pretty well.
Man in motion. Parker has it on the wing, cuts it back the other side.
All right, we're going to do a quick jump. Zionsville threatening against Franklin Central. Let's take it away with the call.
Looks to squirt through and gets another steady gain. It'll be 3rd and short for the Eagles, and what was likely the last play of the third quarter. evenly played. Few teams had the advantage. Zionsville, you could probably say, outplayed Frank.
All right, didn't get in on that one, so we're going to jump back over to this hot Bishop Chatard and Cathedral game. Right now, 17-7. Some daylight starting to emerge here, so let's see what happens next.
You know what's not hot are the lights, or they might be over hot because we're, again,
it's a little dark.
Is this IMS? We going lightless here? What are we doing? It's
Never
like
wrong
old
with
Ross
thunder.
Aid Stadium, Purdue, where they had to bring in floodlights.
Boilermakers, what's up?
I mean, the sun goes down at a certain time. Prepare for this.
Well, you know, it's fine.
And they didn't get in. That's good enough for the first down, though.
It is, 1st and goal. Taylor's coming into tonight had 9.7 per carry, Howard. Nowhere near that tonight, obviously. But did have a long run to set up this 1st and goal. There's a look at Dalen Taylor right now. He had a 78-yard long run this year. Almost equaled that earlier.
Okay, 1st and goal to go from the 3. Chatard trying to make it a 3-point game. Kyle Cheek, the quarterback. Here's a penalty marker down, false start. We had that earlier in the game, too.
Yeah, that's frustrating. That's the 9th penalty on Chatard. What Coach Rob Doyle talked about, those silly mistakes before the game when we talked to him. Do not make those silly mistakes. We cannot give Cathedral extra time to stop him here, but they're making plenty of them.
Yes, and this is a very good football team, too, a 3-0 team.
For sure. Yeah, they've mercy ruled most of the teams they've played this year. I mean, they beat Roncalli 53-7. They beat Brebeuf 49-14 and Northwood 48-21. But Cathedral's a good football team, and they're making them have some of these mistakes.
And they pitch out to Taylor. And a man.
All right, so we're going to jump back over to the Zionsville-Franklin Central game.
4th down, giving the ball to Colin Price. He's going to get the first down. He's going to get a touchdown. Colin Price, entering this game, was averaging 220 yards a game. He has been fantastic on the ground. He is just a sophomore, and you can tell he doesn't look like a sophomore. He is built like a young man, and he just scored, giving Zionsville their first points of the game on 4th down. That was a huge play for the Eagles, and turned this game around completely because, you know, they don't get that. Franklin Central's got the ball. They can just wind it down. This is now a ball game, and we're going to finish out this game with you on Friday Night Live, so don't go anywhere.
That could be an interesting storyline going on later in the game, if necessary. A little foreboding there. The holder is Cam Cooper, who plays tight end. He punts, and he holds. Jack of all trades, Cam is.
It's always good to have a couple of those Swiss Army knife type guys on your team that you know can go out there.
All right, going back to Martinsville. Looks like we got another scoring opportunity and a touchdown.
This game is getting closer. See, we got all these games getting a little tighter. We're going to keep you here. So that's Xavier Tonitis, the quarterback again. We told you coming into the game he was the leading area passer when it comes to yardage, and he just found another touchdown there for Martinsville.
No, he's shy.
Yes, you got to go.
Quick hop over to Cathedral Chatard. Chatard has got the ball, it looks like, on the 1.
But it's kind of dark, so I'm not going to lie, it's a little hard to see.
Have you heard me complain about the lighting at this at Arlington Stadium? Again, it's not really a school anymore, I don't think. I think it's a middle school now. Look at that. The ball is just sitting there on the goal line. Again, you could sneeze and almost get in, but Cathedral might not allow them to sneeze and get in.
Let's see if they're able to move him off the ball.
Right.
And he's under center for the first time tonight, Howard. Look for a quarterback sneak.
4th and goal. Inches from a touchdown. Wow, he needs his second effort. He got in. He got in there. Touchdown. Touchdown.
That's his second rushing touchdown of the season, and that's a big one tonight.
It was second effort that got him in. He didn't get in initially.
Well, take a look at Kyle Cheek. This is just senior determination. Watch. Good pressure by the Cathedral defensive line led by Sean Oldham, but then Chatard got the second extra push, and Kyle Cheek snuck into the end zone for the second one. This is a big extra point here.
George Forsey in for the extra point. It's a 4-point game.
This will take it down to a 1-score game. A field goal will tie it.
I think he's got it. He does. It is now Cathedral 17, Chittard 14 on the high school.
All right, it's a big score there, so let's jump back over to this matchup between Avon and Brownsburg. And it's been a good one and really, really tight between two really good teams.
Try to fit it in a window there. Great defense by Avon. Again, Ben Easter's the quarterback for Brownsburg. He is a commit to Kansas, so he will be throwing for Les Miles. And what should be, Kansas has been down quite a bit, but I've actually enjoyed the ESPN Plus series, which gives you a little behind the scenes with Les Miles getting that job. But so Ben Easter's is headed to Kansas. Let's see if he can get Brownsburg in the end zone.
Always two players on a receiver. I mean, it's just nowhere to catch the football.
You know who else was in on that play? Antoine Wade, who's been in on a ton of plays tonight.
Westfield 27, Noblesville 3 in the third period.
Westfield just beat Zionsville last week.
Westfield's a good ball club.
They are good. They have some really good skill players. Anderson picked it up after a long bounce and gets out to the 30-yard line, tackled there. 9:02 to go in the game. Avon leads 7-3, and Avon will have possession. And you know they're thinking, let's eat up a whole lot of time here. And let's score while we're at it.
All right, we're going to jump back over to this game between HSC and Fishers, and Fishers has been in control pretty much all night long.
They have, and here's 3rd and 3. If they can get a first down here, they really can just wind the clock down. So big play for the HSC defense. Let's see if they can step up. Oh, they're throwing it, and they're throwing it deep
on the sideline.
It's, you know what? I like the call. I like the call. It's swaggy, but it ain't gonna work out for them.
And again, it's a weird.
You call that, but you call that play knowing you're probably going to go for it on 4th down.
Absolutely. And the field position lends itself, and the score lends itself to going for it on 4th, because if you get it like you mentioned, you can pretty much control some clock and hopefully put this game to bed without too much wear and tear on your players, so they can focus on next week. So jumping back over with another quick switch to Bishop Chittard Cathedral.
So the quarterback sneak must not have counted as a touchdown. Guess what? Oh wait, who's got the ball? Chittard. Touchdown Chittard. All right, now it's 17-13. I thought didn't we see them kick an extra point?
Well, maybe it came back.
But we saw the extra point scored.
Let's take it away with the call and see if we can get a little bit of clarity on that one. All right, we got a lot of action stuff happening fast that we can keep up with it, so we're going to take a little reset and give you guys a couple of highlights.
Here we go. Here's Center Grove. We showed this to you live, but we're going to give you another angle of it. Here's Jackson Scott's 50-yard pick six. Right here. Here's the snap. Trent Gibson dropping back. Nice extension getting up, and then going to take it all the way. Number 17 right here in the foreground. He knew it. He's got his hand in the air. Everyone's going to party. Touchdown. Defense.
And again, that's a big defensive play. And the way he went up and got it.
Impressive. That's what you like to see. All right, here's another great catch. This is on the offensive side. This is Braden Evans. He's a Ball State commit for Mooresville. Guess what? Elijah Perry's going to put it up. Braden Evans, I'm going to go get that. That's mine. Nice catch in between two defenders.
Absolutely.
And again, he plays offense and defense for the Pioneers, and Mooresville is really stretching that game out. I think I saw 41-9 at one point in that game. So again, we've talked about Mike Gillen. We talked about the Pioneers. They were last year's surprise team. They're not surprising anyone this year. They are #1 in Class 4A, and they are putting on the Woodmen, who really had a great week last week upsetting Martinsville. So Mooresville is for real. All right, our last highlight of the bunch, Taven Jackson. We showed you this to you as well. Got to find Connor Delp. Taven Jackson, might be his first touchdown pass of the season if he hadn't had one earlier in the game. So he finds Connor Delp there. Again, Center Grove leading over Ben Davis. So Center Grove going to get its first win of the season.
Absolutely. So thanks to everyone who's collecting those highlights. Hope you're sharing all of your highlights that you're personally shooting if you're at one of the games with the hashtag IndyStarFNL, or if you're watching at home, sharing the night with us as we bring you 10 games all in one place, all the big plays, all the highlights. So thanks again to all of our network partners who are making this possible, and our sponsors, Bath Experts. So jumping right back into this Noblesville game, and it looks like we are getting close to another scoring opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
That's what helps them fall asleep, Craig, is we play old videos of us calling games.
And put anybody to sleep. 2 yards on the pickup by Barrett as he's trying to orchestrate a short drive. to get Noblesville to cut this deficit in half.
Like you said, they got to score here. They need the points.
Barrett fakes it, completes the pass, and that's to number.
And it's in. Touchdown.
Yep, touchdown Noblesville. And student section across the way goes wild. And they unravel.
Take a look at the replay.
13, Luke Deacon.
Quick throw. Nice job breaking some tackles and then.
Luke Deacon with the 5-yard.
Kleesner fought off his block. So we're going to jump back over to Decatur Central, who looks like they are in the red zone. Big opportunity considering the score and how much time is left in the game. Let's see if they can put it in and really kind of dictate the flow of what's going to be left of this game.
This offense, just so much misdirection with faking sweeps, handoff inside and vice versa. Just a lot of misdirection in this Decatur Central offense. A lot of moving parts here. Their Artesian defense, though, needs to try to get a stop here. They just hand it off to, nope, the quarterback's going to keep it. He jukes his man, lowers his shoulder, still going, and tackled out of bounds. But he gets inside the 5-yard line for another first down. Martinsville had a chance maybe at Peyton Horsley for a no gain, but was able to shake off the defender and get the extra yardage inside the 5-yard line now. Now, first and goal. Decatur Central with some movement. That's the last thing you want to do if you're the Hawks. Movement on the offensive line. So that gives the Artesian defense a little bit of breathing room, but still inside the 10-yard line, first and goal for the Hawks. Hands it off to Javon up the middle, and he will actually stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. So I thought Javon Tracy was in, but he stepped out of bounds at the 1-yard line. I think Javon Tracy thought he was in. The official said he stepped out of bounds right at basically the half-yard line. So all Decatur Central has to do is move that football just up about 6 inches, and they're going to have the touchdown. Tough task here for the Artesians. Javon bounces off to the outside, and that time he is in. Thought an Artesian defender might have a shot at him, but once again, you just see how quick the sophomore is. Made a lot of defenders miss on that drive, and it chewed up a lot of clock. And that's exactly the response that Coach Enright wanted. Good snap, and it's blocked. The Artesians do get a block on the extra point. And that was actually...
All right, so no good on that extra point, so we're going to jump back over to this Bishop Chatard Cathedral game. Looks like Bishop Chatard is marching once again, trying to reclaim the lead here against Cathedral. Let's take it away with the call and see what happens next.
Coaches obviously wanted to do that. Last year, Chatard dominated the line of scrimmage. That's why they won 17-14, and it broke Cathedral's 5-game winning streak against the Trojans. And they're marching yet again tonight.
And this is going to end. They're not going to get that play off. That's the end of the third quarter. It's a good one.
All right, so they didn't get a playoff before the third quarter ended, so let's jump back over to the action between Carmel and Pike.
This is how they got down into the red zone. Gabe Quigley dropping back, finds his receiver wide open. Some nice blocking downfield, gets him down to the 14-yard line.
And that's going to be big in this 14-7
There you
matchup.
go. He throws it right back to number 84. Going to get it 4 yards. I'll take 4 yards at this point.
We're at 2nd and 7 with time winding down in the third quarter.
And we talked about the Carmel running game. They've actually had a lot more success throwing the ball down the field with these kinds of plays.
30 seconds to go. John Rogers in the game as well at the tailback position for the Greyhounds. Osborne, handoff Rogers, right side again. And right up the gut, gets him to the 10-yard line. Be a gain of 2 with 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. And I think the Greyhounds are going to let this one run out. And they're going to take this to the fourth quarter. 14-7 is your score after.
All right, quarter's going to run out there. So now let's jump back to this Fishers HSE game. And this is a crucial possession, for HSE, because if Fishers scores,
well,
then
it looks like we've got a timeout called here.
But again, this is 21-0. We're in the fourth, and they are in the red zone once again. So again, if HSE doesn't come up with a big stop, they might have to say goodbye to any opportunity of making this game more than a foregone conclusion. We're going to jump over to this Westfield
right at the
Noblesville
10.
game, which has gotten interesting after a couple of big plays from Noblesville after dealing with nothing on the board for so long. Again, their defense kind of making things happen after that block kick, and the momentum has swung, and they are just putting these points on the board.
Yes, but Westfield here trying to put it away. 2nd and 3 from what looks like the 10-yard line. You'd have to think that this is going to be the Camden Simmons and Eli Patchett show right here. Just put it in your star players' hands right now.
Absolutely. Trust your stars and see what they can do. So right now, let's take it away with the call.
Simons.
Hands off again.
Yep, Patchett up near the 6. If I get the 5, he'll pick up 4 there.
Ball.
All right, we're going to do some rapid switching. Again, another opportunity where we have two teams threatening to score. So if we're going to be jumping back and forth, maybe sometimes without warning here on IndyStar Friday Night Live, brought to you by Bath Experts. Right now, again, like I mentioned earlier, this is a big possession for Fishers and HSC in this game. 3rd and 1 right now in the red zone. If they are able to get it in, HSC might have to kiss this game goodbye. So it looks like he's going to get enough for that first down.
Great penetration there from the HSC defense, but you're right, first down there.
Exactly.
Here we are back at Westfield. This is Camden Simmons about to take the snap.
And it's kind of a similar situation for this team, too.
He was about to take the snap, but we got laundry on the field.
Absolutely.
What do I always say? Laundry's on Sundays.
Laundry's on Sundays. And again, similar situation for these teams as well. This score is pretty much going to seal it. So both Westfield and Fishers looking to put away these matchups with these possessions that we're watching it unfold right now on IndyStar Friday Night Live. So again, we'll jump back and forth so you don't miss a score. I got to say, there's been a lot of action tonight.
There has been.
Well, it's hard when you got 10 games. So let's see if this one can be put to bed.
That's Marcus Rue. He's going to – woo! You know what? That's what you like to see. He saw the goal line. He went for it with no regard for humanity. What
took a big
play.
hit going in, too, but he knew what it meant for his team.
Exactly.
So if we can get something similar
in
this matchup.
Right through the hands.
Almost didn't get that pass off.
But so Fishers taking that 28-0 lead. They will stay undefeated. Big win for the Tigers. It's always big when you beat your rival, but when you beat your rival like they are tonight, that is just an extra feather in the cap.
And on the other end, unfortunately, that's going to see HSC slip to 1-3. So not a great way to start off the season. I know they're probably disappointed about that. But again, they did all they could tonight.
Yep, and here's Westfield with 3rd and goal. Can the Noblesville defense
call a timeout, it looks like.
Force them to call timeout? Yes, they can. They can force them to call timeout. That's a great defensive play there.
All right, jumping back over more action, Bishop Chatard and Cathedral. This one has been tight all night as well, 14-17 now. A lot of time left in the fourth, so this game is still really anyone's game, anyone's opportunity to really make a big play or do something to put some distance between their opponents.
And this is a fantastic rivalry between Chatard and Cathedral, obviously two parochial schools, but Chatard last year beat Cathedral to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Fighting Irish. Obviously the Irish are in a higher class than Chatard, but Chatard is #1 in Class 3A. So they have the weapons, and there you go. There it is, touchdown Chatard. They're taking the lead. Well done there by the Trojans.
Job of faking Zane Hill out. He took the inside. Zane Hill thought he was going outside to stop him. There's a look at the student body for Chatard. Zane Hill took the...
All right, so big score there. So now we're going to jump over to Brownsburg and Avon. This one's still tight. Again, Avon #1, but Brownsburg is giving them all they can handle. They have a lead, but it's not a big, comfortable lead. And again, 3 minutes left in the fourth here. Avon up 7-3. Let's take it away with the call.
Down and goal to 10, and the pass is complete. And in across the goal line.
That looks like a touchdown for Westfield. Let's see if he was able to get in before his knees went down. And that's going to be a touchdown, and that's a big touchdown for Westfield. That's going to put this game pretty much out of reach for Noblesville. And again, that's tough. Noblesville doing what they can to stay in it. So we're going to jump back over to Brownsburg and Avon as this young man is dragging his team towards the end zone. And
Toward.
I'm from Cleveland. We talk a little bit different.
There's no S at the end of that.
Anyway, 7-3, Avon, Brownsburg, but Brownsburg threatening to change things and swing the score into their favor. And I love the gutsy second, third, and fourth effort by the receiver there. So let's take it away with the call and see what happens next.
Wade for a ride. Balls of the 22. Easter's on a sprint out. Goods chasing him. Incomplete. That was Ross England. Ross England was actually chasing the quarterback from behind, and Easter's had to throw it away.
A lot of pressure from the backside. You're right, Ross England, one of the seniors on this Avon ball club, was coming from the backside, and he knew it too, so he was trying to get rid of the ball, but still maybe have a shot at the completion.
Clock stops with 2:42 to play. They'll go with the run game here to Marcus. He's inside of the red zone, down at the 15-yard line. Tripped up by Wade.
Oh, he's down. Oh, he gets it. There you go, buddy. Man, he's solid. Take a look at this. Just power running 101. Takes a look. Nothing right there. He scoots outside. And this is what he does so well. Left and right, he's awesome. He sees the field so well. Cuts outside, gets more yardage.
3rd and 4 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to play. Easter's to throw. And, we had a timeout called.
Oh, no.
Right. Delay, a false start. False start. I thought it was a timeout. It was actually a false start. That is a backbreaker for Brownsburg because they had Ty Matthews wide open for a first down.
John Hart is beside himself. He cannot believe it. The receiver was wide open.
A great play call. Wide open was Matthews, but it doesn't count. 5-yard walk-off. Now it's 3rd and 9.
Now we're making some noise on both sides.
We're under 2 minutes to go in the game. Clock is moving.
Under 2 now.
His territory.
The safety blanket is there. Quick run, get it, and he dives out of bounds to stop the clock. Great play there, and a great catch by Whitesell, and the presence of mind to get out of bounds, dive towards that out of bounds marker to stop the clock.
And here's White. Hands it off to Price. Looks to bounce it outside. He does so. He bounces it further outside. He's across the 40 and now out of bounds. That stops the clock. Gain of 4 for Colin Price.
Lowers the boom. Runs the guy over to get out of bounds. 2:50 to go here. I don't want to think too far ahead.
All right, jump back over to Brownsburg, Avon. Again, this is a big game.
It's a big play, so they call timeout. They want to talk it over.
Understandable. And again, this means a lot. Again, Avon is #1. Brownsburg is trailing 7-3, but they are in position to go up with very little time for Avon to respond.
From their own 21-yard line. The 21-yard line of Avon. 21-yard line of Avon. Brownsburg threatening here. 4th and 9. Each team with 2 timeouts to go in the game.
And that's what you want. You know, at the end of a game like this, so much publicity on this game, and it's been a lot of penalty game, tough to get a flow. Defenses on both sides, Rob, have just been stellar. But at the end of the day, you got a $141 and the ball and a chance to have a great shot of winning the biggest game in the state right now, right here.
They're on their feet on both sidelines. The fans for Avon standing. The fans for Brownsburg standing. Easter's on a sprint out. Delivers at the sticks. Incomplete. And the Avon defense holds, and it is no surprise that Antoine Wade, number 7, is the man over there.
On a big stop's going to put that out of reach for Brownsburg and Avon, but a big score here for Zionsville and Franklin Central. This one is probably going to get knotted up with only just over 2 minutes left in this game.
That was a 30-something yard touchdown run from Colin Price, his second of the game. We mentioned Colin Price has really had a fantastic start to the season. Bottled up for most of this game, but this fourth quarter has belonged to him. Zionsville just riding their sophomore star. Let's see if they can tie this up with 2:35 left. Big extra point here for the Eagles. They luckily have a very good kicker in Chris Freeman, who was our IndyStar Super Team kicker for the preseason team. So
let's see if he can make it happen.
Did I put pressure on him? I didn't jinx him. That's good. That's what you like to see. Confident, standing up, and just stroking the ball through the uprights.
And again, Franklin Central enjoyed a 14-0 lead for a lot of this game.
They
so
did.
To see that slip away here in this second half, I know that defense has got to be a little bit disappointed in that. So let's see if we can jump back into some more action here on IndyStar Friday Night Live. But we also want to thank you guys for joining us, and thanks to all of our network partners in the area, both professional programs, student-run programs. Everyone is kind of collaborating to make this happen. Show is a first-of-its-kind thing, so we are so glad to be able to bring you this Indiana High School Red Zone action like no one else can on IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts. So
that game, 14-14, again, Zionsville, Franklin Central. We knew it was going to be a close game.
Absolutely.
It's tied with 2 minutes left.
And again, I don't want to let the fact that Brownsburg-Avon game kind of went down the way it did. Like I said, Avon #1. I've been impressed with them all season. Brownsburg had a big opportunity on a fourth down to possibly take that lead, but they couldn't make it happen. So we're going to jump back into this matchup between Carmel and Pike. Carmel enjoying a 17-7 lead over Park. A lot of time left in the fourth here. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead or if Pike can do something to swing the momentum in their favor.
Center Grove as well leading late into the ballgame 41-20 against the Ben Davis Giants. And North Central still leading Lawrence North 28-20 with around 11 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, Osborne. Handoff Downing, left side again, why not? Breaks a couple tackles, bounces outside, stiff arms a man, but steps out of bounds for a first down.
I'll tell you what, he's running down there, spinning, pushing, just picking up yards. Just a tough football player. But with a 17-7 lead, you have that luxury just to turn and hand in the ball because, again, the clock is running. He's picking up yards. Pike defense on the field. It's a great situation to be in if you're Carmel.
Absolutely. This is draining if you're the Red Devils, watching them just move the ball down the field with ease. Dylan Downing doing what he does best. And this is something that a lot of people expected him to do early on in this game, but the Red Devils did a nice job containing him early on as we see a misdirection spinning out of the backfield, and there's some resistance. He's brought down for a loss of 1.
I mean, you know, for the most part, he's had maybe about 3 or 4 where he's gotten loose. The Red Devils have done a pretty good job on him.
Absolutely. To say this, Carmel has scored 17 points.
All right, I want to take you back to this Zionsville-Franklin Central game because this is a big one now that it's all knotted up after, again, a couple of big drives from Zionsville to get this thing tied 14-14. Just 2 minutes left. Let's see what happens next.
Franklin Central.
Hurry up to the line. Clock will stop. Chains will move. Hurry up to the line. Get something out of shotgun. Try to get a quick slant across the middle for about 10 or 15 yards.
Inside 2 minutes to go. 1st and 10 for Franklin Central. 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top.
Watch right here, number 14 in the slot, Sam Toe. That's been
It's
his
a low
go-to.
snap, having to pick up the ground as V-Way. He gets it to Sam Toe. Nostradamus called it, and it's close to a first down for Franklin Central.
Looks like he'll just barely have enough for the first down. Clock stops, move the chains, get the play call in. You're at 1:30 remaining. We'll see what happens here. You got 2 wide receivers to the left. Toe's obviously been a safety blanket. They're letting him have 8 to 10 yards. Look for Toe again to go about 6 yards out and cut back and wait for the pass.
On 1st and 10, V-Way stands back on his 37, hands it off to Ruley. Good run by Josh, gets it to the 44, and the play is blown dead.
I'd take a timeout here. And they will.
All right, we're going to take you over to another tight game. This one, Bishop Chatard and Cathedral, 21-24 in Cathedral's favor. They recently scored again, taking that lead. And again, a lot of time left in the fourth, so still anyone's game.
Made the stop there. Well, they actually picked up 3, so it's 2nd and 7. Because of all the penalties, this is a very long game. almost 2.5 hours old. First quarter went very quickly, didn't have many penalties, but it's changed since then. Here's 2nd and 7. Cheek looking, throwing, man out there, completed pass, beautifully done. And the man who caught it was number 82, Thomas Coleman.
A big night for Thomas Coleman for sure, his 6th reception. But this is all Kyle Cheek and Thomas Coleman, because Kyle Cheek's in trouble. He's rolling to his left, and as a quarterback, watch him motion with his hand to go down the field, go down the field. There he goes. He throws a back shoulder to Coleman. Coleman catches the football and takes it down to the 40-yard line. Big play by the Trojans.
He has 6 catches, as we said, for 99 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, good communication between the quarterback and wide receiver, because anytime a quarterback's in trouble, the wide receiver is supposed to go down the field, and Coleman did that exactly.
Keep running your route. Dalen Taylor, the running back, doesn't go too far, and he's brought down on the play by Sean Oldham, number 58, 6'1", 320 pounds.
Well, he's a stopper in the middle. He reminds me of Tony Saragusa right there in the middle. We talked about him going against Ekiyor, who's at Alabama now. He used to play at Cathedral. He was the left tackle, and they used to battle in practice all the time. And so those two really worked on each other. There's a look at Sean Oldham right there. Coach Peebles was very happy that he's finally healthy for the first time. And this young man's having a heck of a season so far. He said he's a load. That's an understatement, Howard.
Okay, under 8 minutes to go. He's trying to air it out, and it's overthrown. They had 3 men on Dalen Taylor. It was Andrew Sawinski. 3 men were covering him.
Yeah, they had a free wide receiver. I believe it was Coleman again on the far right side. Sawinski was running a wheel route in the middle of the field. There's a look at Coach Peebles, and this time he just didn't catch him. Take a look at the replay right here. Kyle Cheek, good protection, throwing to his right. Look at Coleman on the right side, wide open. Sawinski throws it into double coverage, and Shiloh Means right there for the defense.
All right, here's a big play, Todd Mello. 3rd down and 11.
4-down territory. You got to pick up 5 or 6 here.
I agree with you. Kyle Cheek looking. He may run. Well, he gets rid of it, and it's intercepted.
You can't do that.
Threw it right into the hands of Shiloh Means.
Shiloh.
Big defensive play there in the Cathedral game, so let's jump back over to this tied-up Zionsville-Franklin Central matchup. Zionsville with the ball, and only a minute to work with. Let's see if they can wrap this thing up in regulation.
Outside, and it's incomplete.
Good play there. Get out of bounds, try to drag your toes, but again, couldn't complete the catch. 49 seconds to go here, 2nd and 10. I think you got to look to Whitesell here. He had the slant streak route across the middle, would have been open. This is where the offensive line has to hold, so your quarterback can step up and fire it across the middle. They're going to have to protect Wiseman here.
Weitzel has 4 catches for 70 yards. There's also the sure-handed, though infrequently targeted, Trey Firestone. That's Miles Cox in motion. It'll go to Price up the middle, and he gets stuffed at the 21-yard line.
And we're playing for overtime. Oh, no, we're going to take a timeout. So I don't mind that on 1st down running the football, but 2nd down and 10, when you're at the 20-yard line, I think you got to. They've been running it during timeouts. They've been running the clock. So 44.3 left. I would have done that on the 1st down, but 2nd down I don't know about that play. You got to fire it in the air, because if you don't get anything here, you're going to punt it away, and then it's definitely going to go to overtime.
This sounds like it's been a tough game for Coach Donahue in the booth.
You know,
it's just frustrating.
You know, my 0-0 record is still on the line.
You know, you're not above 500, you're not below. You're just cruising. You're held in it steady.
Not great. I'm not terrible.
Couple out-of-town scoreboard updates. Traders Point, Park Tudor, 4th quarter. Traders Point in a squeaker, 42-13. Beech Grove and Cecina. Cecina came roaring back, 55-35. Guerin lead.
All right, we're going to jump back in. We've had a lot of things happen in a few moments. Just want to give you guys a quick game update on that big Avon-Brownsburg game that we've been watching all night. Sounds like there was a big pick, that Avon's going to put that one to bed. Looks like they're going to, again, 7-3, low-scoring game. But, again, the number 1 team doing what they need to do to secure a victory. So, again, shout out to both teams for putting on a heck of a defensive contest. But Avon's going to, again, take that #1 spot and hold on to it and go to 4-0 this season.
Yep. All right. Well, let's run down some highlights real quick. We've kind of had a backlog, so we're going to get to Mount Vernon here. Ashton Gentry. Whoop! 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 Whoop!
Hit, wrap, tackle.
I ran out of whoops, and so did he. Well done there by Ashton Gentry. Center Grove, a Weems touchdown run to make it 34-7 over Ben Davis. Ben Davis scored some touchdowns to get it closer, but Center Grove's going to win this game. They get their first win of the year. Now we have a Fisher's touchdown catch here by Simmons. Marcus Rowe dropping back. Finding him. We showed you that live. It was kind of an obstructed view, so there it is. There's what you missed. Nice extension there. Do we have more highlights? Do you want more highlights? We got more highlights. Here's Greenwood kickoff return for a touchdown. Now again, they had a lot of chances to return kickoffs because Martinsville scored like 50 points. But here you go. They ain't gonna score this one. This goes for Greenwood. He's gonna take it. He's gonna go. I promise you, he's gonna take it all the way to the house. Greenwood scores a touchdown, but again, Mooresville wins that game big. Here we have Avon. We showed you this is the only touchdown of the game. This is Krishan McCray. Getting loose, well, there he goes.
Exactly.
And he's gone.
And that one touchdown is the big touchdown. It's the touchdown that helped them hold on to their undefeated season so far. So, again, great game there between Avon and Brownsburg.
Yep, and then our last little highlight right here is LC, Jason Graves, with a quarterback touchdown run. He's coming, I promise you. This is LC versus LC versus Warren Central. And Jason Graves, the son of the offensive coordinator, Jimmy Graves. Look at all this room over here. Got one man to beat. He beat him. Touchdown.
Awesome. So a great collection of highlights brought to us by our IndyStar Friday Night Live team. We're going to jump back into that Zionsville Franklin Central game, which is all knotted up at 14-14. Time is winding down, so let's jump in and see if we can get a definitive score and a definitive finish here in regulation.
Yeah, 39 seconds left. You got to be careful here if you were Zionsville.
Wow, all the way inside the 20-yard line. They are at the 19. We might not be playing for overtime after all. 2 timeouts. You can run the ball once. You can try a pass. Then on third down, if you don't gain anything on the first 2 on third down, I would run it to the middle of the field, take a knee, and have a straight dead-on chance for your field goal kicker. We'll see how the
ball rises from the near sideline. V-Way in the gun. Ruley towards his right. Hands it to Ruley. Left side. Wrapped up immediately down at the 20, and here comes that timeout.
Yep. Well, maybe.
Or not. No, there it is. Yeah. 32 left.
I think you try to throw the football here. See what happens. If you don't gain any positive yards or it's incomplete, then you snap the ball. You try to run behind to get to the midfield mark, take a knee, and then you bring your field goal kicker out here, 37-yarder. He should be able to do that.
Career-long 31.
We're going to jump into another big game. Cathedral Bishop Chittard right now scored 21-31 in Cathedral's favor. But again, lots of time left, so anything can happen. Let's take it away with the call and see what happens next.
I knew they weren't going to be done scoring. I mean, they obviously haven't scored yet. They're at the 38-yard line, basically exactly where they were on their last drive. So if they can score here, no harm, and get some points back on the board to cut into this lead.
Cheek looking, he wants to go deep. He's going deep. Man out there, incomplete. Is there a flag? No, incomplete. They went for the end zone.
That was close to being a flag for sure.
It was very close.
All right, going to do some rapid switch, and we definitely don't want to see how this one plays out. So Zionsville, Franklin Central, all tied up. Franklin Central with possession and threatening to score. If they're able to get this in, no matter how they score, touchdown, field goal, this is going to be huge. So Zionsville's defense on their heels, and they have to make a big play. So let's see what happens next.
You're 0 for 0 in my book. We need you to throw a touchdown strike here.
Could be
or at least get yourself closer into a better range of the field goal now that the wind has died down.
Franklin Central could be plain hero. Peyton V-Way will drop back. He will pass. He will throw. Goes to the end zone. Toes there. And it's incomplete.
It's got to be a... No. Well, yep, there it is. Yep.
That's 15, half the distance, really.
Wow.
Unlike in the NFL where they just mark it on the 1. They're not there yet.
Like I said, take a shot downfield. Try to take a shot at the end zone. He had the man. It was just the ball was underthrown. It felt like it floated in the air all night. And then pass interference. He had no chance of catching that. Franklin Central with a chance.
32 and a third. It is pass interference against Zionsville. Rather blatant. Here's the replay.
So the ball's going to be at the 10-yard line.
So
you should be able to make this on a field goal.
This is well within his range. That's 27. 26, 27, depending on where they place it down. Gabe Crutchfeld within his range, we assume.
Maybe
3rd and 1, or 2nd and 1.
Maybe you run this bad boy to the right side.
It's Rulli up the middle, and he's got a first down to the 6-yard line.
Okay, so now here's what you do. Zionsville takes a timeout. You run it again up the gut quickly. That's what they're going to do. Run it up the clock. Run it again.
A little discombobulated. It's Rulli. He's inside the 5 and bent back at the 4.
I think we have a false start penalty.
The clock blown dead with 23 and a 5th.
Was it a false start?
Timeout by one of the teams.
There's a penalty marker on the field.
And there is a penalty marker on the field, courtesy of the PA announcer and the eagle eye of Tony Donahue.
Look at a false start. She's going to push them back. Now you got to really consider the field goal, and you want to get the ball to the middle of the field, which right now, as you can see on your screen, they're at the left hash. Therefore, there's no chip shot. You don't got to worry about an angle. All your kickers got to do is kick it right to the uprights. False start indeed.
I think it's Zionsville.
Wow.
Move them closer, half the distance. And now it's an extra point distance.
Encroachment.
Wow. Which Crutchfeld has made 2 of them tonight.
Hand the ball off one time, see if you can get in the end zone. Obviously, that's the ideal situation. If not, line back up and try to line that bad boy up right in the middle of the field.
Crutchfeld is 11 of 12 in extra point distance. That is where it is now. 1st and goal for Franklin Central. They could deem it irrelevant. Rulli, Brine stopped.
Great defensive stop there by Zionsville. The first hit was made by Sam Kidwell, the guy's name that we've called most of the night. Are they out of timeouts? I think they have one left. They're going to wait to kick it.
Yeah,
they're going to wait to kick it. They're going to call a timeout with probably 3 seconds left.
Grant Lewis on the sideline.
There it is, 1.2. Wow.
They cut it close.
Yeah. The fans got a little impatient there. I don't know. I would have lined up to run it again to try to make it a little bit clearer of an angle, but game-winning kick coming up.
Gabe Crutchfeld. He is 5 of 6 for his career. The senior on Military Appreciation Night, looking to get revenge from the loss against Brownsburg a week ago, and it will be on his right foot.
Does Zionsville have a timeout?
That's a good question.
Do you ice the kid? I would if I had a timeout. You can't take him with you.
Might as well.
Let him think about it a little bit longer.
From nearly extra point distance.
This is huge. One team's going to be 3-1 walking out of here. One's going to be a 500. It's going to come right down to the wire.
Crutchfeld.
We knew it would be a close game. We talked about how close this was going to be earlier.
Turn close towards the referee,
Zionsville.
and they won't be able to get that snap off.
Love it.
Not even the practice kick.
Love it. Great.
This is fun.
Great
what a way
there.
to spend a Friday night.
Great ice there. We knew it was going to be close. You and I talked about it, Jonathan, in the beginning, how close it was going to be. And I think we were a little surprised at halftime when Franklin Central had that 14-0 lead. And obviously when you get a pick six for 100 yards,
that changes things.
That shows you're having a great night. But interesting to see here on this field goal. If you're in the huddle, if you're Zionsville, you say, you know what, we got to bring the house. We got to try to block this bad boy. And on the other side, if you're Coach Grant Lewis, you're just saying, look, take a deep breath. Just like we're in practice, we've done this all summer. We've worked on this. It's nothing more than an extra point. Let's have a good snap, a good hold. Don't worry about the rush. Kick that bad boy up there, and we're going to Pizza Hut afterwards.
1 second and 2/10 is all that remains. Gabe Crutchfeld will line it up. It would be the game winner. First of his career and another timeout.
Well, you can't take him with you.
You might as well just burn
May
them
as
all.
well burn them up.
Build the drama, the excitement.
So they ice him again for the second time. Again.
As you can see, quite a few timeouts. They are trying to ice this kid because this is a big kick.
You know, it's 90 degrees outside, so icing down might not be the worst thing.
Actually, they're probably doing him a favor. Give him time to think about it. The pressure kind of
I mean, does that really get to you, just having to think about it and think about it and think about it and think about it?
So again, but we have actually seen quite a few block kicks that we brought you live here on the show tonight. I'm not trying to jinx this young man or put any undue pressure on his shoulders that isn't already there. I'm just saying, make sure you hit it right and you hit it high.
It's like an extra point. Here we are for the game.
So this is everything. No time to do anything else.
With illegal contact to the head.
Except for returning for a touchdown if it gets blocked.
Don't jinx it.
I didn't jinx it.
And it is up.
That it looks like it's good. The officials look at each other. That's game winner.
And that is going to do
look
it for
at how much
Franklin
it means
Central.
for Franklin
Wow.
Central. They are enjoying life right now. There's no feeling like hitting a game-winning field goal.
And where are they going
That's
after
what I'm
that?
told because I've never actually hit a game-winning.
And where are they going after they celebrate with that game-winning field goal?
They're going to Steak and Shake.
All right, so
you
we're
can
going
you can get a full meal for $4.
So that is a big highlight. Again, congratulations, that game-winning score there in that Franklin Central Zionsville matchup that has been tight all night long. And we're going to bring you some more scores and our last batch of highlights for the evening. Matt, I'll let you do the honors.
All right, here we go. Our last batch of highlights. Here's Bernie McGinnis. He's got the best name around for Garin Catholic. Touchdown against Buff Jesuit. That was a tight game all night long. We got more highlights from that game because here you go. I promise. Actually, this is the Chittard Cathedral. This is Kyle Cheek, the quarterback. Got in there. Got
another one that we stuck with throughout the night.
I wasn't having an aneurysm. That was actually that was my touchdown noise. And here we go, Bishop Chittard. Again, we showed you this live. Thomas Coleman, TD catch.
From another view.
But again,
Very
Cathedral regained the lead. That game is winding down. You can watch it on WHMB TV 40 because we are done. It's a wrap. What time is it? It's 9:40.
Yeah, it's been a hectic night. Again, we were able to bring you 10 games this evening, the most we've ever been able to bring you on IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts. And we were able to do so thanks to all of our network partners in the area who are focused on what we're focused on, bringing you all the games, celebrating our student athletes, showing you everything they're doing on Friday nights, getting people fired up. So I want to take a moment to just thank all of our partners, the IHSAA Champions Network, of course, WHMB TV 40, like we said, that game still going on between Cathedral and Bishop Chittard, and you can check that out. Is it?
Yeah,
correct?
it's
There you
still
go.
going on.
All right, Fisher Sports Network, they brought us that HSC Fisher's game, another good one. Mick Network, of course, our friends who bring us the Mick Network Game of the Week that you can watch in its entirety at IndyStar.com. The CG Gridiron Network, the Woodman Broadcasting Network, a new partner that is joining us. Welcome to the family. Indiana SRN, of course, Hamilton County TV, MHS Rewind, that wonderful student-run program with Eric Meyer on the call. And again, Indiana SRN brought us multiple games this evening. So thank you to all of our network partners and our sponsors and all of the fans who have continued to help IndyStar Friday Night Live, presented by Bath Experts, grow every single week.
And trend every single week.
And I am exhausted.
Yeah, that was a long one.
All right.
A long one. I'm
So
sweating.
Well, you're always sweating.
That's true.
Don't want to see what's under that jacket, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for joining us. We will be back next Friday, same time, 7 p.m., with another slate of big games from around the area and highlights from even the places that we can't get to because we just got it like
We're going to be there with highlights.
Well, I'm trying to TV magic. Don't
Okay,
give it away.
sorry.
For Matt Glennesk, I'm your host, Justin Mack, coming to you live from the IndyStar Newsroom. Have a great night and an awesome weekend.